Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom YouTube channel for another deadline stream, the second one this season. Obviously we're going quite early with these streams, but I'm enjoying the early ones. We get lots more out of it. We've got lots planned, of course, for today's upcoming stream as well. We're going to obviously run through what my team is doing, how we got on in game week 1, my plans for game week 2. We're also going to be answering as many questions as we possibly can within the chat as well, so do get them in. We're going to go through, we've got some projected goal numbers, some projected assist numbers for the upcoming game weeks as well, courtesy of 11ify, and we've got the Who Am I game. We're bringing that back. Obviously we had that last week, we're going with it again for this week, so yeah, we've got Who Am I as well coming up for today's stream as well, so lots planned. We'll also be doing team ratings as always with our deadline streams. We will be getting the team ratings all up and ready, so yeah, we'll get them done probably around about, I would say, 2:30, 3 o'clock-ish. Let's say 2:30 for now. Of course, if you want to go and do that, head over to my Twitter, leave it under the tweet that literally says, you know, this is the stream, this is the deadline stream. You'll see it straight away. Leave it under that one, and that is going to be the one that we're going to obviously go through and, yeah, start reviewing teams as well. We're closing in on 17,000 subscribers. We might be able to hit that goal today. So, of course, if you are new to the channel and enjoy any of the content that you see, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, because if we could hit 17k by game week 2, that would be honestly insane if we could achieve that goal. So, yeah. Hopefully we can do that. Hopefully we can hit 17k. It'd be really, really good to of course, hit another milestone on the channel. So, like I said, if you do enjoy the content, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Of course, if you're an already existing subscriber as well, make sure that you're liking the stream. It pushes it out to more people. Get yourself involved with the polls as well. We've got a top captaincy poll currently going around. So the best captains for game week 2. Salah currently leading the way with 39%, so a lot are still going with Mohamed Salah, despite not a great performance in game week 1, but many still believe he's going to be a good captain for game week 1, and I agree, to be honest. Then we've got Palmer, Haaland and Saka on that vote as well. If I haven't put your captaincy for this week, because I know some people are looking at Gyökeres, some people are looking at Watkins, if you of course want to have those guys in there as well, make sure you're putting that in the chat and letting me know. So yeah. Let's run through, actually before we run through my team and how we got on in game week 1, let's take a look in the chat. We've got some absolute legends in here already. We've got Andy, we've got Jamie, 2 of the channel moderators. Hope you're doing good, guys. George is in here, again another one of our channel members and moderators. Of course, if you do want to become a channel member, just hit that join button. It costs 99p. It is ridiculously cheap to do, and yeah, just help support the channel really. So yeah. Thank you very much for being here, guys. Hope everybody is doing well on this Friday evening. Like I said, we're going early again with the stream, and yeah, let's just quickly talk through my team and how we got on in game week 1. I'm not trying to hide my rank, by the way. I will happily show my rank to you guys. I don't care. It's early in the season. Anybody that was here last year knows that we were like 5.6 for what, game week 8, game week 6, game week 8, somewhere around there. Like, we weren't doing well at all. Yeah, we were really struggling. But the thing is, with this team, I'm pretty happy. Like, you know, the players blanked, whatever, but we head into game week 2, and there's not any players in here that I feel like, you know, I've got to worry about. There's no problem players. So yeah, I'm not too worried about anybody kind of within that bracket. For me, in my personal opinion, I think what we've got is completely fine, to be honest. So yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I'm just going to quickly change something in the title. Because I don't think it's quite working. Live game week 2 deadline stream. Yep. Team review. Live team reviews. Boom. There we go. See if that fixes things. See if that brings more people into the stream. But yeah, let me know how you guys got on in game week 1. I am interested to hear how you all got on. Obviously for us, wasn't a great week, but we moved. Like, I'm still pretty happy with how the team is lining up. There's no problems with it, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Someone got 75, Dean says, with a bench boost in game week 1. Very happy with the start. I think that's a great start, man. People use chips in different positions in the first part of the season, so a bit useless to check rank. 100% agree, mate. I think we probably shouldn't be really checking rank till probably once everybody's played one of every chip. So maybe like game week 18, game week 19. Once everybody's got all the chips out of the way, I think that will probably give you a fair reflection of where people are. But yeah, this early part of the season, like, you could have someone realistically that is like first or like top 100. But if you look at what they've done, they've probably played all the chips. They've gone bench boost. They've gone wildcard early. They've gone triple captain. They've got all the chips out of the way. So they have nothing left to play where we can maybe gain a little bit of advantage on them. Now, they might do extremely well off the back of going early. But yeah, I think for me personally, yeah, I'm not too worried. I think the team's doing all right, and I think the team's doing fine. Best Frimpong replacement. Thinking Gabriel. Yeah, I like Gabriel as a pick. Probably Gabriel, Saliba, Virgil van Dijk, Cucurella, if you want to stick within that 6 million bracket. 8 Nuri could be decent. Apparently, Gvardiol's still out and not going to be available, so there's still that route to go and get Manchester City as well. At the 5.5 bracket as well, there's a lot more options that could hit DEFCON. You could realistically drop him down to like a 4.5 if you really wanted to go that low. We have seen some good scoring defenders within that bracket, so hey ho, I think there's lots of possibilities. But yeah, I think if you want to stick with the 6 million bracket, Gabriel, Van Dijk, probably Saliba or Cucurella, they're going to be your picks. I really like Gabriel. I actually think he's going to score this week. I've got just a weird feeling, yeah, that he's gonna get himself a goal this week. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Andy says he got 53 points. I'm okay with that as the first week. I honestly, guys, like, I would not be worried about what you got in game week 1. Look more at how your team is set up and the structure for it. Like, I think that's the better way. Like, if you're now looking at your team going, shit, I'm going to have to make some transfers here to get myself out of a sticky position, then that's not good. Whereas I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. Like, 44, it wasn't a great week, but there's no problems with the side, if you know what I mean. There's nobody there that I'm like, yeah, I need to take these guys out. This is a big problem. So, yeah, I won't be too worried about it. Should I save my transfer or use it? My team got 61 points in game week 1. I would have to see the team to, of course, comment. But if you've got no players that are minutes worries, that are injured or suspended, I would probably say keep with them. The only player that I would probably recommend taking out that doesn't have any of those factors is maybe somebody like Jarrod Bowen. The fixtures just aren't there for West Ham. And I think you've got the best fixture out of the way, and he blanked. So he would probably be the only one that I would maybe be tempted to take a look at. I did my transfer last night. Frimpong to Dorgu. I can't remember how you pronounce it. I watched like so many of the like the Premier League players pronouncing their team names, and I'm still getting like half of them wrong. But yeah, I don't mind him at 4.5. Would you start Porro over any of Esteve, Murillo, Lacroix? I don't think I will. If you look at some of the betting data for this week, I think Spurs are at like a 10% chance of a clean sheet. So yeah, I honestly don't think there is any point playing them. I think personally I would try and take the higher percentage clean sheets, maybe some DEFCON, I think, rather than Porro. But like, hey ho, last time he played Spurs, he absolutely Manchester City, sorry, he smashed it. He got himself 14 points. So what do I know? Maybe I'm chatting a little bit of shit. But yeah, let's head into how my team is lining up for this week. Then obviously head back to the fantasy, not the Fantasy Football Hub app. We're on the Fantasy Football Hub app that actually looks really nice. We're now back over at the FPL one, which doesn't look as nice. It's a little bit ugly, isn't it? But this is how the team is, of course, lining up for this game week. There's still a few decisions we've got to make here on the deadline stream. Of course, I am still umming and ahhing about whether or not to play Porro ahead of Anderson. We've also got our goalkeeper debate. Do we go for the double up in terms of goalkeepers? Do we go Dubravka and Esteve, or do I maybe gamble on Verbergen? There's some decent clean sheet odds for Brighton in that fixture as well, so I don't mind obviously sticking with Verbergen. But yeah, I'd be interested to hear what you guys think. Do I go the double Burnley defence route, or do I stick with Verbergen? Let me know in the comments. I think we're probably going to stick. Maybe one for the coin to decide. Obviously, if you've not been around before, we do have the holy coin, which of course decides what people do in terms of their transfers. If you want to have a go on it, if you've got any split decisions ahead of this game week, do of course get yourself involved with the holy coin chat. It is it's definitely worth doing, in my personal opinion anyway. Would you start Porro? We did that one. Sanchez or Dubravka? I would actually play Sanchez, better clean sheet odds. So yeah, I'd still stick with Sanchez if I had him ahead of Dubravka. I don't bother until game week 5. Too many bot accounts spamming chips until a few game weeks in. 100% agree. Don't look at your rank early doors. It's just not worth it. It's just going to depress you. Just keep playing your own game. As long as you've got a good, steady team, you're going to be fine. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Calafiori, will he start? Who's the second best Gunners defender for minutes? I mean, it is just Gabriel and Saliba. I wouldn't even touch any of the fullbacks in my opinion. Porro wingback could be decent. Yep, I do agree. I think Porro at wingback could obviously do some damage. Spurs or Man City's bogey team? Agreed. Yep. I always feel that Brighton defence has always a bozo moment in them. Yeah, especially with the way they pass out the back. They do have that in them. They really, really have that with them. Stick with Fulkrug. I don't think he's bad. Like, he didn't have a great game, did he? He's not bad, but he's going to see decent minutes. He probably is on penalties if Paqueta's not on the pitch. Maybe it's Bowen, I don't know. Like, maybe he sneaks a penalty. But I think maybe for the next few weeks, I probably would just keep him, in my opinion. Georgia said, Tom, start with 3, Esteve, Richards, Williams, Porro. I think I'd probably go for the first 3. I think, yeah, maybe bench Porro, but that's my opinion. I just think, like, Richards and Williams, I think that could be a little bit of a stalemate, and we might get potentially just, like, you know, defensive contributions. I think, who was it that put a tweet out? Tom Hadley put a tweet out earlier saying that Richards, Williams, Lacroix, Murillo all hit DEFCON the last time these two sides met. So, yeah. Frank is also a bogey. Yeah, Frank is also has a very, very good record against them. So, yeah, I think you make a very, very valid point there. On a free hit, would you go Rogers, Cunha, Munoz, Cucurella, Raya, or Gokares, Rogers, Lacroix? I would probably go... I think I'd go option 2. Like, this is the thing. Gokares didn't look good. Like, game week 1, he did not look good. But if, of course, now Havertz is injured, then it looks like he's probably going to start again. So I won't be too worried about it. Oh, Jesus. I'm just dying on stream. Oh. Whew. There we go. Just dying. Nope, no Arsenal players, no City players heading into this game week. That was always the plan. That was always the risk. Looking at the betting data, I do feel like we're probably going to be hiding behind a couch for large parts of the game. But Arsenal weren't convincing against United. They just weren't. City as well does worry me. But like I said, I've got no major concerns with any of the players that I've got within this team in terms of minutes. And that's what I'm looking for early doors. Just those players that I'm like, you know what, I could just leave this type of team for like 5 weeks and not have to worry about it. Because I know all the players are at least going to play the good minutes. So yeah, I think that's what we've got, obviously, with this team. We've just got people that play good minutes. And like, I'm not worried about anybody's minutes, in my opinion. I think they're all decent. I think they're all good. So I'm not too worried about making transfers early doors. I think, you know, just stick with it, leave it, and then we'll see where we end up, I guess. The only concerned probably player that I do have is actually Cole Palmer. Looks like he wasn't on any corners in the last game, which is a big concern. And it's not like Chelsea maybe got like 1 or 2 where they were trying something different. Neto took, I believe, like 6 of the corners, which is a really, really big concern, because if you're taking away some of, obviously, the set piece share for Cole Palmer, when you're spending like, what, 10 million on him, it's not going to be worth it longer term. So he is probably the one that has raised the most red flags out of all of the side early doors. So yeah, that's probably a name that we're going to have to watch tonight, see what position he plays, how good he looks. Because if he's not on set pieces or getting limited set pieces, then yeah, I'm not. He's probably the only one longer term that we're going to maybe have to look to get rid of. Yeah, I'm trying not to die. I'm still recovering. I'm still recovering. I'm trying not to die. Hello, mate. Would you have Gyökeres or Saka on a free hit with double Arsenal defence? I'd still probably be tempted with Saka. I just think Gyökeres didn't look great against Manchester United. I know, obviously, maybe a little bit more of a difficult opponent, but I still think, you know, Leeds nullified Beto and Barry when they came on, so they know how to probably nullify that one striker formation. I think they're going to have a harder job keeping Saka quiet, in my personal opinion. Possible clean sheet for Arsenal? Yeah, I think it's one of the best for this week, like 46%. Can you rate my team? Yep, we're going to be doing live team ratings. Of course, if you want to get your team rated by myself, head over to my Twitter at FPLTom _ There we go, I couldn't remember my own Twitter name. Yeah, head to my Twitter. Go to one of my most recent tweets that literally is advertising this stream. Head to that, leave it under there. And yeah, we'll obviously get round to it. We'll take a look. And yeah, all good stuff. All good stuff, ladies and gentlemen. All good stuff. What else have we got going off in the chat? I will do Dorogu for Anderson. Why? Like, Anderson's going to hit DEFCON. I'm not wasting a transfer on a defender. Like, Anderson will hit DEFCON. I'm pretty certain of that in a home fixture. Anderson's going to hit DEFCON, so I'm not too worried about that one. I don't do team ratings off IDs. If you want to send them to me over on Twitter. That is where we go for it. 1 goal and a clean sheet for a Stev. That would be delicious. That would be delicious. What team do I support? I support Mansfield. If you know who Mansfield are, fair play. But we play in League One in England, so step 3. 2 divisions down from the Premier League. We've got Everton midweek in the Cup. I need to buy tickets tonight for that. They go on sale at 5. So yeah, hopefully I can get a ticket for that one. Palmer to Saka and move Cunha next week, or keep Palmer and move Cunha next week and use the extra transfer to spread out. I really like Cunha from last week, and I also don't have Bruno. I guess you could maybe just go Palmer to Bruno for that captaincy if you really wanted to. I don't think I would go Saka. Obviously, they've got Liverpool, so that doesn't seem like an ideal point to bring in Saka. Then they've also got some other iffy fixtures within there. So yeah, I think the 5 million defender, my favourite one is Lacroix. However you pronounce it, from Crystal Palace, he'll be the best one. Start one of Richards, Van de Ven, and Esteve. I would probably maybe look at Esteve or Richards. Why nobody got Woods? I mean, this is the thing. Like, I'm never going to make, and I think a lot of people in the community are never going to make early transfers. And Chris Wood maybe feels a little bit knee-jerky. They've got 2 other forwards. There's going to be some rotation. There just is. There just is. So I think that's why people are maybe giving Chris Wood a little bit of a wide berth at the moment. Came off in the 70 kind of 5th minute. So yeah, give him a wide berth. Should I transfer out Paqueta for Tavernier? Probably not. Probably not. Not in my opinion, anyway. If you are enjoying today's stream, guys, make sure you are hitting that like button. It does push it out to more people, and that is exactly what, of course, we want to see with today's stream. We want to try and get as many people in here as possible. So, of course, if you are enjoying it, make sure you are hitting that like button. And it has just crashed on my laptop, which is a bit worrying, but hopefully we're still good. Most managers going with 2 or 3 forwards. Big risk going with 1 forward. We knew that from the start, man. We knew that from the start, and this is the way that we're playing it. This is literally the way that we're playing it. I didn't like any of the forwards. I thought they all had doubts heading into game week 1, or there was something, and I much prefer the 5-4-1 that we've got pretty much gone for here. So yeah, that's where I kind of land on it. I like Strand Larson, George. I think he could be decent, man. He could be a potential decent shout for this game week, right? He could be really, really good. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Keep the subscriptions coming in as well. FPL Caleb in the chat, another one of our channel members. Obviously, if you do want to become a channel member, hit that join button. It does help me out massively when people obviously sign up for that. Not like in a big way. You get a little bit of something back as well. You get some early access to videos. You, of course, get some shout-outs in the chat as well. So, yeah, there we go. Thoughts on Dewsbury Hall? He didn't have a good game. But 5 million playing will get better, was on set pieces, ticked quite a few boxes for 5 million. Benching Porro against City, but I remember last year, yeah, Porro did absolutely smash it last year. But obviously you've got to look maybe kind of like at stock markets here. Past results do not determine future results. They don't. Like, that's just the way the world works, right? Any hopes for West Ham to score? I think they could maybe sneak one. Like, they weren't terrible against Sunderland. I think the 3-0 scoreline definitely flattered Sunderland, in my opinion. But, yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Soggy Biscuit Boys making all the noise everywhere we go. Yeah, big up the Soggy Biscuit Club, of course, if you do want to join. Hit that join button on the channel. It is massively appreciated, as always. Okay, if you want to do that move then for this week, that makes sense, man. That makes sense. Start 2 of Nico Williams, Porro, Anderson, or Kieran Dewsbury Hall. I probably would maybe look at Nico Williams. And then I guess you've probably got a 50-50 between Porro and Anderson, in my opinion. Anderson is very, very good at hitting DEFCON at home. I think it's like 50% of his 58, maybe, somewhere around there, that he hit, obviously, DEFCON. So, yeah, home fixtures are the one. Hi, mate. Are you still doing team reviews? Yes, we will be doing team reviews at 2 o'clock. If you want to get your team reviewed by me, head over to my Twitter, leave it under one of my most recent tweets, and we'll, of course, go and take a look at that one as well. How do I see Chelsea-West Ham going tonight? I think maybe like 2-1 Chelsea. 2-1 Chelsea is where I'm at. Double Gunners defence going forward. Is it worth it with the future fixtures? I don't necessarily think probably for now. Maybe from game week 7 up until like a wild card in 13. If you wanted to go down that route, that could be a period where you maybe could have both. Who's the best 5.5 million mid? I think probably Elliot Anderson. There are doubts though with obviously Forest signing a lot of midfielders. What his long-term minutes are going to look like. That would be a concern for me and maybe would put me off a little bit. That would be where my head would be at. I would be a little bit concerned. I think you realistically could wait. Give Palmer probably one more week. If you really, really want to go for Saka and give him the armband, then make that move. But I think you're probably going to be better waiting. Semenyo or Rodgers? I mean, Semenyo has probably the better fixture this week. But I think Rodgers is still going to be a good long-term pick. Like, just because Villa didn't look good in one fixture, don't build a whole narrative around the rest of the season around that. That's not going to work out for you guys. It's not going to be a good strategy going forward. So, yeah, I wouldn't recommend doing that. If Palmer blanks today, will you consider selling? Yes. Yeah. If he doesn't look good, his set-piece share has gone down. We've seen him obviously not on corners now. So, yeah, I personally think, yeah, if he has a bad performance, doesn't look good, doesn't pass the eye test, isn't getting corners and isn't creating chances, then, yeah, I'm going to look to sell off a 10.5 million asset. Who do you think will replace Eze at Saka? The guy that subbed in Chelsea. What? Please rewrite that question because it doesn't quite make sense. I moved to Marlon to Reinders. Was it necessary? It sounds like Marlon starts now. I think Marlon maybe starts this game. But of course, I think you had the risk. You had the minutes risk player. Like, I wouldn't have gone for Marlon straight off the bat. I knew his minutes were going to be a bit dicey. So, yeah, I think I like the move. I like the move that you've made. It's a good player whose minutes should be pretty decent up until maybe Champions League and we do start to see some rotation, but I don't mind it. I think it's a good one. Any chance? I'm chancing captaining Watkins this week. He's got a great record against his old club, Brentford, so I don't mind it. Personally, for me, I'm not going to captain a player that doesn't have penalty share. So, yeah. Devaney at 4.5 could be interesting as long as he sees good minutes. If he sees really, really good minutes, then yeah. I just think I would rather have a 4.5 million dud in the striker position than, of course, in the midfield. I think there's just too much quality within midfield for me personally that I wouldn't maybe look at it in that regard. Esteve or Anderson, I probably would back the clean sheet numbers and go with Esteve on that one. Carter, thank you very much for the £2 donation, man. Really, really appreciate that. How many points would you settle for this game week? I would like above what I got last week. Obviously, I got 44 last week. I think anything like 65 and above would be a pretty decent week in my opinion. I just want to see some more returns from some more of my players. I got 2 players return last week. One of them was Salah, the other one was Porro. So yeah, I'd love to get some more attacking returns within the side. Thank you very much for the donation, man. Really, really appreciate that. Of course, ask any other questions you want, man. You will get my priority. Who's on pens? Potentially Tielemans. Yeah, Watkins might not have the penalty share. If we find out he has got the penalty share, then that's great. But I'm not going to captain a player I'm unsure of whether or not he actually has captaincy share. So we're going to look at... That's why I've got Tielemans as that little bit of cover. Palmer didn't take corners in Club World Cup. Chelsea's been taking them short to Palmer versus swung them in their post. But look how they paid off. I mean, yeah, let's just move forward. I still want the corner taker though. I want everybody that's going to be taking set pieces. And it does concern me that he's not taking them. Let's just wait and see. Let's wait and see. Let's watch tonight, assess his performance, see where he's at. If it's still bad and like I'm still a little bit like, not so sure, then we'll maybe reconsider. Double up on Burnley defence, Dubravka and Esteve, or Forrest, Sells and Williams. I think maybe just have one from each. Maybe go Williams. I think, there's probably some chance of Defcon there, but maybe Esteve could get Defcon. I'd probably go Sells and Esteve. I think they're probably the highest point scoring combination compared to the others. Watch Dubravka save a penalty now and Williams get the assist. But that's, in my head, where I would probably be looking at. Thoughts on the bench boost? Sells, Williams, Juve, King. Not bad. I mean, it's not an ideal fixture for Juve. King at 4.5. Is he going to maybe make 60? Is he going to start? I know he started the last game, but is that going to be a long-term trend? Would be a little bit doubtful. Prem Palmer is like 2025 Lee Cattermole. So true, man. So true. I've got Tielemans. Should I sell him for Reinders? Why? Why would you sell him for Reinders? I would not be too worried about... Yeah, I personally, for me, I wouldn't be too worried about it. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Yeah, I genuinely wouldn't. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I would probably leave it as is. Like, if Tielemans scores a penalty, picks up some Defcon, like, are you going to be, like, really sad that you sold him? I think, wait and see. Wait and see. Am I watching the Chelsea game? Probably. Yeah, probably. I'm captaining Harry Wilson, I'm guessing you're trying to say there, Josh. Bold choice, my friend. Bold choice. Bold choice. Do keep the likes coming in, guys. Make sure you are getting active in the chat. Keep as many likes flowing in as possible. Obviously, I'll try and answer as many questions as we possibly can. Let me know in the chat who you are captaining for this game week. Get your teams in as well on Twitter. We'll try and review as many as we possibly can. What about João Pedro? I would give him one more week. There's a reason you obviously went for him. It was the fixtures. Give him one more week. Don't be rash. Don't be, very quick to, of course, just slam it straight in there. Yeah, I've seen that rumour. Could be an interesting one. Sanchez versus Dubravka. Fulkrich versus Xhaka. Pick 2 to play. I would pick Xhaka and I'd pick Sanchez. Yeah, that's how I would sit on that one, mate. Sanchez and Xhaka. Haaland, someone says for captaincy. I think if you've got him, could be a great shout. Honestly, could be a great shout for this week. Someone said Chris Wood. Jeez. Does anyone do the match of the day challenge? Is it even worth doing, or can the temptation be too much? I think if you may be going out somewhere for the day, could be worth doing. I've wanted to do it, but obviously the nature of how FPL works and how content creation works, I need to obviously watch the games and be at least active and learn about the players and stuff like that, like Saturday uploads and stuff and Sunday uploads. So unfortunately, it's not really a possibility for me right now in the current predicament, but I'd love to do the match of the day challenge. I think it'd be class. I really do think it'd be class. Yeah, I think it'd be class. Best Frimpong replacement. or bench have a step. I think you could very easily rock out with that back four you've got there and bench him. If his price is locked, he's not going to drop, so you could just stick it out. The other option would, of course, for me, would be Gabriel. As long as you can rotate around probably next week when it's a little bit difficult, I think you're going to be fine. I genuinely think you'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Yeah, I won't worry. That title, George, man. That title is absolutely criminal. Absolutely criminal. Late to the stream, do we fancy Watkins for captaincy? I have Salah. I don't fancy Palmer. I'm not going with Watkins for captaincy. Not for me anyway. Just don't personally see it as an option. Not like we don't 100% know if he's got the penalty share, so I'm not gonna, of course, go for it. Yeah, it'd be a great shout in the Discord, Jamie. It would be a really, really cool shout to do. It would indeed. Start Sells or Pickford? I would probably maybe go Pickford. Home fixture, Brighton. Yeah, I'd go for that one. Score prediction tonight, I've gone for a 2-1 Chelsea. Do you think Richards will be a starter? Yes. Looks like they might lose Gahey. So, yeah, I'm probably going to say, yeah, he'll be a starter. By the way, I'm getting some questions about where do I put my teams. If you come to my Twitter, good amount of you have already sent your teams in. So, let's get some more in as well. But if you come to either of these tweets here, so this one or this one, this is where I'll be doing team reviews. This is where if you've got any questions about who, of course, you want to captain for this game week, let me know. This will be where you come right here, okay? So get them sent in. Get them sent in to me. Hi, mate. I'm free hitting. I'm stuck in between goals, Sanchez or Raya. I mean, if you've got that Arsenal spot available, I'd rather probably maybe go for the double up in terms of their clean sheets. I think they're like a 46% chance for this week from the bookmakers. Saka or Haaland as my captain. I probably would maybe lean more towards Haaland. Confirmed penalty share, so that's probably where my mind would end up on that one. Dubravka versus Sells and Esteve versus Anderson. I would pick Sells and probably Esteve on that one. Will Palmer pull his finger out tonight? I hope to God, or there's probably going to be a lot of mass selling. Just posted my team on your Twitter. Thank you very much, man. We'll go and take a look at that shortly. Let's see if we can hit 50 likes on today's stream, guys. We're quite close to it already, and it'd be great to hit it. All right. 35. Let's see if we can push it to 50, okay? Let's see if we can push it to 50. So yeah, if you are enjoying the stream, let me know in the chat. Let me know any questions, any dilemmas you do have. And you know what? While we've got a little bit of time, let's play the new game that we've come up with for the channel. This is going to be the Who Am I game, all right? All you have to do is tell me who the two players are on screen right now. We've got their, obviously, career paths, who they've played for, where they're at now. Let me know in the chat who are these two players. Let me know in the chat. Get your votes in for that one. Let's have a see if anybody got someone. The guesses are coming in. The guesses are coming in. All right, keep them coming in, guys. Keep them coming in. First one somebody said is Brandon Williams. For which one? For which one? They're not easy. They're not easy, are they? I made them a little bit harder this week. I did make them a little bit harder. I gave them away to you guys last week. Gave them away to you last week. See if we can get them both. People are saying it's tough this week. This is what we like. This is what we like. We like it to be a little bit tough, guys. We don't want to give it away to you. Reese's Pieces says, not a clue. Not a clue, says my man. Get your votes in, guys. Get your votes in. Let me know who you think they are. Joey says the bottom one is Brandon because I am a Hull City fan. There we go. You should know who your club's at least signing. Yeah, a few people have got it right. Bottom one is, of course, ex-Manchester United player and now new Hull City player. It is, of course, Brandon Williams. And the top one is Paul Dummett. If you've been a long-time subscriber of the channel, you know the Paul Dummett lore. Basically, Paul Dummett was like, we got asked a question in one of the first ever streams I did. Was like, should I buy Paul Dummett? Was one of the first ever questions I got. So I thought, you know what? I'd give you a little bit of lore for the channel. Give you a little bit of something. So yeah, Paul Dummett and Brandon Williams. A little bit tougher this week, but people still got them. So fair play. We'll obviously do a few more of these in future streams. Future streams going forward. Never heard of these players. These are proper like lore, like Prem players that, as you can see, are just slowly working their way down the English pyramid. So yeah, that's all they're doing now. They're just slowly working their way down. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have, of course, we are here. We're going to be doing team ratings at 2:30. So get your team sent in for that. We'll get a good amount of them done. Obviously, try and answer as many questions as we possibly can as well ahead of the deadline. Am I playing on the club app? I am playing the club app this season. I think I've submitted my team for this week, right? I think I've submitted it. I'll probably post a league. Like, if people want to see a league, I can do a league. I can put a league together. But yeah, I am playing the club app. I'm playing the club app. There you go. Shall I read you my team? We've got Sanchez, Munoz, Gomez, Anderson as a back three, Diallo, Bruno Guimaraes, Zubamendi, Andre, and then a front three of Gakpo, Ekitike, and Gokeres. So I got Gokeres earlier this week, and I was like, yes, we are back. We are so back. Esteve or Ranildo to start this week. I would probably maybe back the home team. Better clean sheet odds. So yeah, I probably would go Esteve on that one. Pick three, Fulkrug, Reinders, Anderson, Kudus. I would go Reinders, Anderson, Kudus. Kudus at least takes some set pieces. So yeah, probably would go for that one. Adrenaline Junkie says Victor Gokeres captaincy. Wow. Okay. Start Harry Wilson or Nico Williams. Probably Nico Williams. Will Mikalenko play? We'll go and find out. We'll have a look at some team news in a little bit. When is the deadline? The deadline's not till 6:30, but we always do these early streams. Try and help you guys out as best we can early doors. Gokeres or Saka captain this week? Got both. Can't pick between the two. I probably would lean more towards Saka. I think his minutes are more secure. So yeah, I'd probably go for that one. Sunderland Burnley has got 0-0 written all over it. It really, really has. Would you captain Pedro tonight? No. Doesn't have penalty share. Probably going to see an early substitution. Wouldn't go near it. I don't mind that as an option if you're going to captain Saka tonight. Sell him for Bruno next week. Give yourself the best captain for both the next 2 weeks, in my opinion. Then move to Strand Larson, who looks like a decent option. I don't mind it. The problem I do have with Strand Larson, though, is there is a bit of news circulating about him potentially going to Newcastle. So I maybe would be a little bit cautious on that one and maybe monitor what is going to happen over the next few weeks with that one. So yeah, maybe we'll just monitor that one. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have ahead of the deadline, let me know. Looking at the poll, we've got a 42% going for Salah captain. So he's still strong captaincy for this game week. So, yeah, I like it. 16% on... Only 12 on Palmer, though, man. 12 on Palmer with a good fixture. I know, like, West Ham lost, didn't they? They did lot. Is FPL glitchy? As my brother tried to do transfers, the app, but it wouldn't go through and kept his previous players. Yeah, the app can be a little bit glitchy, especially since this update. Yeah, it's not been great. Do I like any Premier League teams in particular? Yeah, I like Brentford. Brentford are my Premier League team. I think it will be the same goalkeeper that they lined up with last time with the Manchester United one. We can go and have a look at some lineups in a second. Charlie will have some for us all predicted. Chelsea 6-0 says Reese's Pieces. I like that. Let me know your score predictions for tonight's game as well, guys, in the chat. Do keep them in, and we'll we'll try to answer as many as we possibly can. Would you captain Salah or Saka? Scared of Salah's EO as I only got 40 points in game week 1. I mean, you've got to be saying to yourself, how confident are you in Saka? Like, if you're really, really confident in Saka is the best captain for this week, then go for it. All right? Just trust your gut. Go for it. If you think maybe Salah's going to do something, then go for him. But if you think, Saka can outscore Salah this week, boom, go for it. Yeah, I think a lot of us are going to be watching Palmer tonight and, of course, seeing what sort of role he's playing. If he's playing a deep role, then I definitely think a lot more of us are, of course, going to maybe switch away from Cole Palmer. And that's not a bad thing. That's just me saying, I think, if we're thinking, am I going to play for a guy that's not hitting DEFCON, that's playing deep? Am I going to spend that money on him? I don't think you are. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'd sit with that one. I'm not confident in Saka at all, to be honest. I'm a Liverpool fan. If you don't back Saka, then for me, the simple, you've answered your own question. Go for Cole Palmer. Anderson's in there because he's probably going to hit DEFCON. Realistically, he's going to hit DEFCON. I think it will come down to our coin toss, whether or not I start Anderson or Porro. But I do think Anderson hits DEFCON. I genuinely do. We're extremely close, by the way, guys, to 50 likes on today's stream. So if you are enjoying it, make sure you are absolutely smashing that like button. It is appreciated. Bowen to João Pedro. I think you're taking out a player that sees very good minutes and doesn't have fixtures for a player that has fixtures, but his minutes are going to become very questionable, especially if he continues to blank. So yeah, I don't think that's the right move. Would you rather go double Forest defence or Burnley defence this week? I probably would prefer maybe Forest, but I understand the appeal of the double Burnley. I've already got 3 Spurs players in. Who should I remove to get Eze in? Nice. Eze's going to Arsenal, mate. Eze's going to Arsenal. I don't do team reviews by IDs. I do team reviews on Twitter. So if you want to get your team reviewed by me, head over to my Twitter at FPLTom_, and we'll get looking at those in about an hour's time. So we'll get looking at those at 2:30, all right? Thank you very much, Paul. Appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that indeed. Appreciate that, man. We're only 2 likes away from 50, so it'd be great to hit that early doors within the first hour. That would be pretty sick. Yeah, I'd be happy with that. Will Eze play this game week? I don't think he plays for Arsenal. Maybe he comes off the bench, but I don't think he starts. Yeah, Spurs are literally getting rejected absolutely everywhere they go. Literally. 49. Ooh. We're close, guys. We're close. Come on. Am I going to miss them? Back to work. Off for my break soon. Nah, I'll make sure. You don't miss it, bro. I'll make sure. Best FPL YouTuber in my opinion. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, but I'm definitely not the best. There's better ones out there. There is better ones out there than me. Obviously, like the big boys, they do cracking stuff every single week. We're trying. Great stream. Appreciate this response. Good luck for this game week. Like the stream. Thank you very much, Daniel, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody that has liked today's stream. Absolute legends as always. We're obviously going to be here for a few more hours helping you guys out with any dilemmas you're having with your team. 52 likes already on today's stream as well. Thank you very much. Have I decided on Anderson or Porro? I have not decided. We're going to let the holy coin. FPL robotic knees, FPL knobhead. Definitely the most interactive. Yeah, I think, that's the ultimate reason why you guys are coming to the stream, right? You guys have questions. You guys have dilemmas. That's my job. My job is to help you guys get to the bottom of your solutions and offer you as much information as I possibly can. That's it. So, yeah. Best looking content creator. I will take that, but I don't think I'm there. I don't think I'm there. Who do we think is the best looking content creator then? And we'll make a poll if we really want to. The other ones pay £3 for half-arsed answer. I get it. I've been in that position as someone who used to obviously watch FPL content before I started making my own. Yeah, you're paying to ask a question. But yeah, I don't do that. Like, if you want to give me a donation, fair play. If the chat gets really busy, then yeah. Gianni is a very good-looking man, isn't he? Gianni is a very, very good-looking man. Let's get a shortlist together, and then we can put it in the poll. All right? We can put it in a poll. Start Porro or Anderson. I'm having the same debate, man. As you can see, I've currently got Anderson for DEFCON, but I am tempted with Porro. But it is those clean sheet numbers that are quite low. Tom's a professional. I am a professional, by the way. Yeah. All right, give me 4 names. So Gianni, I agree with. Gianni, yes, definitely up there. Yeah, he's a very good-looking man. I agree with that one. Andy, I don't know about Andy. I don't know where you guys sit on Andy. Ross has got his head that people like to call an egg as well. Harry's got the glasses for people that like glasses. So, yeah. There's always a stream that just gets out of hand a little bit, isn't there? There's always a little bit of it. But that's why I like it. I love talking to you guys. It's one of my favourite things to do, and that's why I give up so much time. Jessica says, I might think about a wild card. Let me know what you're thinking with the wild card, Jessica. Let me know what you're thinking with the wild card. I would not sleep on Andy, I'm guessing you're saying. Alright, give me some names and we can put a poll together, okay? We can put a poll together. We'll put Gianni definitely enters the top 4, right? Gianni definitely enters the top 4. Let's have a look. Best looking FPL content creator. And by the way, we're not doing women. I'm not going down that rabbit hole. We're not getting ourselves into like that. Only the men. All right, only the men. So Gianni has to go in. We'll put Golden in there. I think he's a good-looking lad. Yeah, Golden. If you've seen his swimming pics are very, very seductive. Gianni 120%, says Rebecca. No women allowed, just the men. We need another 2 names, alright? We've got Gianni, we've got Golden. Who else would you like to see in here? I don't want to end up being called like a sexist. I don't want to be called a sexist. We'll put Ross. FPL Raptor can go in here. Oh, Bobby's a great shout. Bobby is a very, very good shout. I'm a big fan of Bobby. Alright, there we go. Get your votes in for the best looking content creator. Yeah, get your votes in for that one. Let us know. Let us know. I think Gianni's probably gonna win, but I'm interested. I'm interested to see what other people think. Well, I'll put it in Tom's chat. I'll put it in Golden's chat. The best looking content creator have been voted in. Right, there we go. We've told Tom he's been voted in for the best looking content creator award. It is honestly a prestigious award. It is a prestigious award. Golden Goal getting the sympathy vote. No, Golden's not getting the sympathy vote. Raptor Ross with 36. People are liking Ross, man. People are liking Ross. They're loving it. They're loving it. Let's get back to some FPL anyway. Let's see what we've got. Why am I not in the poll? I can't put myself in a poll like this. I can't put myself in a poll like this. No way. Out of Dubravka, Murillo, Leroy, Diouf, Porro, Esteve, which one goalkeeper and 3 defenders would you start? I would look at Sanchez in goal, Murillo, Lacroix, Esteve as my defenders. That's probably how I would line up. Vote on the most modest. Yeah, Golden's a unit. Golden is a unit. I mean, we already know who's won the FPL content creator or whatever influencer that needs a shower the most. Like Bateman's already won that one, so like there's no even question on that one. There's no even question, is there? What's my Mackey's order, says someone. I don't want to talk about the Mackey's order, guys. You're not gonna like the answer, okay? You're not gonna like the answer when I tell you. You're not gonna like it, alright? I am vegan, and I have been since I was about 18. I'm 25 now. So yeah, I don't really eat there. It doesn't. Kudus or Eze? I don't think Eze is going to start for Arsenal, so I probably would go with Kudus. I'm on a free hit game week 2, so I'm targeting clean sheets with my defence. I have Raya, Esteve, Cucurella, Gabriel. Nice. Yep, I think they're all pretty strong options, to be honest. Who would be my locks on a free hit? I think I would actually have maybe Watkins. Maybe Watkins. I think you've got to have yourself at least probably double Arsenal defence, in my opinion. I would have Gabriel and Saliba. I'd definitely have Gabriel and Saliba, in my opinion. So yeah, that's why I'd sit on that one. Yeah, I know we still have 5 hours to go. We still have 5 hours to go, but we're here. We're rocking it. We're getting ready for the deadline stream. We're all good here, man. We're all good here. Big up the vegans. Let's go. Let's go. Looks like Raptor is actually going to win our best looking FPL content creator award. We'll give it a few more minutes, and then we'll get another poll out. So let me know what we should have in the next poll. Would you sell Mateta for Strand Larson? I would be cautious around Strand Larson. If he moves to Newcastle, that's not going to be good for him. Especially if they sign like 2 forwards as well. Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be good. Reinders, Anderson, Palmer, Mohamed Salah, Kudus, my midfield. Any suggestions? It's a good midfield. Stick with it. They'll be doing you well. Poll is rigged, says Rebecca. Gianni's back in the lead, though, a little bit. Gianni's back in the lead, 47%. It's tight. It is tight. It is tight for the poll. He did only sign, but obviously I think that apparently there's like a release clause in it. I mean, he can still go. Like, if the money's good, like, why would he not go and play Champions League football? If you offered a guy relegation football or Champions League, what are you gonna pick? No, I 100% agree. Like, if we had a lot more viewers, like, it would be impossible for me to read a lot more of the chat. Like, it would be. But I mean, one day I'd love to have the viewers, but while we've not got as many viewers, I will happily try and read as many chats, help as many of you guys out, because that's why you're here. That's why you come to see me. So, and I appreciate you. What's your ideal meal? Eating before a match, eating during a match. What would you eat if you had a match? I eat very strict, and I eat very boring. Usually I have like protein shakes, and like at the moment I'm on a cut, so like if I'm eating by myself, I'll just eat like tofu and lentils. Like that's it, or like tempura and lentils. That is all I'll eat with a shake in the day. I'm on a cut at the moment, so that's pretty much all I'll eat. But yeah. Start Hartman, Porro, or Williams. I'd probably go... I'd actually be tempted to go Hartman. I'd go Hartman, yeah. Hi, mate. Just need some advice on my team. Raya, Cucurella, Ballard, Ronaldo, Palmer, Sakis, Meno, Reinders, Haaland, Gorkrez, Pedro. Good team for this week. I wouldn't obviously waste any transfers on it. I think you're going to be completely fine rolling in with that team. I've watched my local Finnish team go bankrupt twice in the last 10 years, and Manchester United being Manchester United. Not the best. Eesh. Finnish. I want to go to Finland at some point. I really, really want to go. Yeah. The steak bakes were vegan, and they've actually brought them back. They brought them back. I had one today. They are delicious. They are very, very good. Would you start Henderson or Dubravka? I would play the clean sheet numbers and go and get Dubravka. I think Cucurella's good. Akpom, not so sure on that one. Who should I play, Porro or Esteve? I probably would lean more towards the clean sheet numbers. And of course, maybe look at Esteve. Kudus for Ndai? Probably not with the fixture this week. Mate, you've got to go 15%. Like, get your chat in here, get them voting. Get your chat voting, get them boosting the numbers up, mate. Maybe you can make a late comeback. It's tight though. It is tight. Raptor Ross currently leading with 41%. Voting is rigged, bro. You've had some very, very nice compliments. I'll give you that, Tom. You've had some people in here saying some very, very nice things about you, so I won't worry too much. Yeah, I won't worry about it too much. I took a -4, then I was playing around with my team, and I accidentally pressed the wild card and realised I can't cancel it anymore. Whoops. Which two should I start, Dubravka or Sanchez? Sanchez, Esteve or Van de Ven? Esteve. Surely they should call them fake bakes. They probably should. A fake bake would be a lot better of a name. I've just noticed, I'm looking at the poll, Golden Goals numbers are steadily creeping up, by the way. He's came into the chat. He's getting his stream to definitely vote for him. He is getting his stream to definitely vote for him. Raptor currently leading, though, with 37% of the vote. You never know. You never know. It's tight. It is tight. It is tight, guys. Do keep them votes coming in for the poll. Should I transfer Ekatike for Watkins? No, I'd leave it, man. I'd leave it. I would leave it. The one thing I would love Greg's to do is a vegan pizza. That for me would be like heaven. That's probably like one of the things I'm missing right now, like the most. Like I used to love a Greg's pizza. It is just sexy. It is so good. So yeah, I'd love to get one of them back. But I don't think it's going to probably happen. Which is quite sad. It is quite sad. We're currently neck and neck between Gianni and Raptor. Let's get a few more votes in for that one. Of course, if you want to join today's stream as well, make sure you are liking it. It does really help out the channel. Obviously, if you're new around here as well, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. We're closing in on 17,000 subscribers, and it would be absolutely immense if we could hit that goal as well. What 6 million defender to buy? I think Gabriel probably the best right now. So torn between Esteve and Richards. I would actually play Esteve. Bobby in shambles. Yeah, 3% for Bobby. He's not really had a good day at the office, has he? Greg's pizzas are so good. Yes, Greg's pizzas are insane, man. They are great. Is it worth coming to Finland? It's worth coming to Finland in midsummer from like June to early July. The sun doesn't set, and in the north parts there are usually matches that start very late in the evening during to the midsummer feast. Or fest, sorry. Mate, I really want to come. The problem is getting flights to the UK. Like, there are hardly any flights to like Finland. So yeah, but I would love... If Finnish winter is just dark and snow, yeah, I can imagine. But yeah, I would... I'd love to come to Finland. I genuinely would. I think it would be pretty decent, to be honest. Got to shoot soon. Best of luck with the weekend, mate. I'll watch the stream back if I can for my team review. Thank you very much, Joe. Appreciate that, man. Hope you have the best of weekends. Anderson at Forest or Ronaldo for Sunderland? I would probably go Anderson. White Tielemans over Rodgers. Budget meant I could go and get Wirtz. Reinders is 100% good value, but is he a must-buy like some people are saying? His defensive stats were awful. Thought his attacking contributions were decent for sure. 100%. I think if Reinders' minutes continue to be very good, especially when Champions League starts, then yes, he will be essential for the price point he is. Because getting a City attacker for such a dirt cheap price would be great to see. But overall... Like, I'm not like 100% yet. He needs to be a buy for this week. I think give it a little bit more time. That one made me laugh, Andy. I'm not going to read it out, but it made me laugh. What about banana curry pizza? They are so yummy. I've never had a banana curry pizza. That sounds mental, though. I'd love to try one. Captain Salah or Palmer? I probably would lean more towards Salah for this week. Sanchez or Dubravka, probably would lean towards Sanchez. If Raya and Esteve open, they get Defcon, but they leave clean sheets upstairs. So I'm going to drop Minter and play Bruno, so the bonus point system. Okay. Salah and Anderson or Palmer and Saka. I mean, if I could, I would rather have Palmer and Saka. But obviously, if I'm looking at captaincy, I probably would prefer to captain Salah for this week. Right, we're going to end the poll. We are going to end the poll, all right, guys? We're going to end the poll. Who is the winner is the big question. Your winner for the best looking FPL content creator award has gone to FPL Raptor. So, yeah, congratulations to Ross. I'm sure he'll be absolutely delighted to have won that award. Gianni probably robbed, in my opinion. Gianni is a very, very good looking man. So, yeah, congratulations to Raptor. Let's get another poll quickly going in the chat. Do Burnley keep a clean sheet? Yes. No. There you go. Get your votes in for that one. Do Burnley keep a clean sheet this game week? Let me know in the chat. I would rather go for Haaland captain ahead of Watkins captain, in my opinion. Newcastle going to get torn apart. I mean, Liverpool have got a great record. Like, genuinely a great record against them. Yeah, Reinders, if his minutes are good, is probably going to be up there as one of the most undervalued picks ever. Would you rather start Richards or Juve this game week? I'd rather have Richards. Yeah, I'd rather have Richards. That's how I'd lay on it anyway. "100% agree, Andy, man. Beauty is always in the eye of the beholder. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise." Thoughts on captaining Watkins to go to a differential route? I don't like captaining him just because I'm uncertain about his penalties and whether or not he's actually got penalties. If there was like something that came out where it was like he's the #1 penalty taker, I'd be a lot more convinced on it. But yeah, without penalties, I'm not 100% convinced. Thoughts on Gyökeres in for Watkins and captain Gyökeres? Risky. Risky is my thoughts on that one. Very, very risky. Obviously, if I have a Stev and Dubravka starting, I'll say yes. And if I don't, I'll say no. Well, that is true. That is true. A lot of people don't think Burnley are going to keep a clean sheet this week. 61% of you don't think that Burnley are going to keep a clean sheet. Interesting stuff. Pumpkin seeds have more protein powder per 100 than chicken. Works great on top of a meal to hit that extra protein. Just thought I'd say. Yeah, I've got some pumpkin seeds. I've got this stuff called green stuff as well, or green complex if you live in the UK. I'd highly recommend it. Has like all the green nutrition you need. Yeah, good for everything. Like that stuff, recovery, muscle-wise, I'd highly recommend it. And it's on sale at $9.99 at Home Bargains. So get to your Home Bargains, go and get yourself some. It's great. KDH or Porro? I maybe would take the gamble on Porro. Here for the footy and just heard how good looking other men are. That's what this stream provides. That is exactly what this stream provides. You're not just getting the football chat. You're getting some culture. You're getting some food advice, some gym advice. The lot. It's all good stuff here. Palmer captain, not for me personally. I think he's lost obviously the corner chair, which would worry me. And I would also be concerned with his new role or potentially deeper role. Still fit, I'm just going to take the risk on Watkins. My gut's telling me he will do well this week. I hope you are correct, my friend. I've got Watkins. I'd love for him to absolutely go and smash it. So I'm fully behind the decision. Let's hope for the best, man. Watkins can go and get a big score. That would be great to see. Pedporo over Anderson, chasing upside or stick to the template. Ooh, it's a toughie. It is a toughie. I'm going to do the holy coin in a little bit. And we're going to find out. Will Tosin start? Let's go and have a look at some lineups. I think Charlie might have tweeted them out. Let me go and have a look at Charlie's Twitter. FPL Meerkat. There he is. Here's Charlie. Make sure you're going and following him. Has he posted it? They will be out at 2 o'clock. All right, we'll go and have a look at 2 o'clock. Okay? We'll have a look at some predicted lineups from Charlie at 2. In the meantime, let's take a look at some data from 11ify then. This is the predicted goals for game week 2. Of course, if you want to go and check out 11ify's amazing website, there is a link as always in the description. So go and check it out for yourself. But yeah, looking at the goals for this week, Salah's still not bad value. Like, Salah is still pretty decent value at 0.42. Palmer's up there as well, so could be a decent option. If you've got Jean-Philippe Mateta, could be great value this week as well. Chris Wood, as you can see for people bringing him in, not great numbers over the next few weeks. But it does look like Haaland, in terms of goal share, really could be a monster at the start of this season. Game week 2, especially looking like a great captaincy option. If, of course, you are just focusing on the goal share. So, yeah, could be a very, very good option for Haaland this week. Hey Tom, do you think Bruno would be okay for captaincy over Salah given the fixtures? If you wanted to go for that route, mate, I understand it. He's got the pen share. He's got DEFCON potentially. I think he was very close to hitting DEFCON. So yeah, I don't mind it. I don't mind it as an option. I'm losing the plot. Already free hit and forgot I couldn't cancel it. Oh, mate. That is a stinker. I would just say maybe load up on Arsenal players then. Load up on Arsenal. Get yourself some Burnley players in there. Maybe a player that you can't get your hand on, like a Haaland or something. Probably would be the way that I'd look at it. Would you consider a bench boost with Dubravka, Estev, Juve and King? I mean, if Burnley keep a clean sheet, you're already walking away with 12. And I would say that's probably where I would be optimistically aiming for with a bench boost is 12 points. I think anything over 12 points, you're doing good with a bench boost. So yeah. I had to spunk my transfer on Konza, went cash. Who would you have went with? Probably not them. I maybe would have looked at can't speak. Dogu, whatever his name is, the United fullback could have been a decent option. Good fixtures for the next 2 that you could have used him for. I maybe would have been tempted with somebody like a Senesi. Hit DEFCON at 4.5. He could be a decent one. Hello everyone, and Tom, best of luck this game week. Oh man, love it. People who have Burnley defenders vote yes, and people who have Burnley defenders vote no. Yeah, 60% of you currently don't think Burnley are going to keep a clean sheet this week, so interested to see. Harry's in the chat. Hope you're doing good, man. Hope you're doing good. Kudu, Semenyo, Palmer, Salah, Reinders. Pretty steady midfield. Do you plan to move to Haaland for this season? I do, yes. I think we're either going to free hit in game week 6 to get Haaland for that 1 week. But with my team, and if points obviously continue to start trickling in, I think we very easily could just sit. We could just sit and just hold transfers. Probably take maybe either free hit in 6 or bring Haaland in for 6. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with it. But yeah, there is a route to Haaland. I do think he looks very, very good. Had the top for XG this week. I think, you know, as you can see here with the 11-5 numbers, top of the projected goals over the next few weeks as well. And that game week 6 fixture is, of course, going to look delicious. If we move over to the assists, this is what we're looking at for predicted assists from the 11-5 model. Bruno, as you can see, pretty steady across the board, so a very worthwhile pickup. Palmer's still fancied on there as well. He was also on the projected goals one as well, so maybe we're undervaluing Palmer a little bit, and maybe we just need to give him a little bit more time. Saka's up there for game week 2, obviously a decent captaincy shout, I don't mind him. A few people have asked me about maybe selling off Morgan Rogers. I would maybe look at this as an example of why I probably wouldn't sell off Morgan Rogers. The guy is a very, very good footballer. I just don't think he was completely honest. 100% fit and available to start in that game, and maybe they rushed him back a little bit. But longer term, I think he's going to be a good pick. Salah, as you can see on here as well, he was also on the projected goals one as well, so should be decent options, right? Lots of decent options in there. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Anything that you do have, obviously, like I said, go and check out 11-5's website if you want to go and take a look at any of their other stuff on there. They've got some projected goal numbers, stuff like that. Lots of amazing stuff going on over on their website. So yeah, lots of cool and interesting stuff. We'll do team reviews at 2:30 as well, so get your teams sent in to me, and we'll get taking a look at them very, very shortly. I don't think Eze will play. I genuinely don't think Eze will play. I don't think he will. Jamie's anti-Palmer number agenda is actually working quite well at the moment. It is, isn't it? If we had to pick right now, I probably would prefer Semenyo. I would say, though, Wirtz probably, in my opinion, could have come away with at least probably 2 assists. Van Dijk had 2 great opportunities from corners that were wasted, in my opinion. If that's Gabriel and that goes onto Gabriel's head, probably a goal. I think Van Dijk was a little bit wasteful in the game against Bournemouth, and we might have saw Wirtz actually pick up 2 assists, and a lot more of us would have been like, okay, maybe Wirtz is the guy. He took all 6 corners, both sides. So you do feel like there's going to be steady trickles of assists coming in as well. Some free kicks in there as well. I would probably say trust Wirtz. Opinion on Akpom from Chelsea for 4 million. Seems like a good steal for Chelsea defence. I wouldn't go near the Chelsea defence. They're probably going to go and buy a centre-back. They realistically are. Hey buddy, my first time here, sitting on 29k in the world, and Captain Haaland made a huge difference. Congratulations, man. I would honestly, though, not be too worried about where your rank is in game week 1. Lots of things can fluctuate, lots of things can change. Be a little bit patient, trust your gut, and yeah, keep going, man. If you're going to Captain Haaland again this week, could be another good week where you go against him, get some decent gain in terms of rank as well, so why not? What would you do? I'm a Liverpool fan. Risk of Haaland, Salah. Was worried watching Salah's passing in the first game. I think Salah goal share will drop this season. When would you switch? I think, realistically, right, if you look at Salah, figure out when you're going to captain him. So, game week 4, 3, probably not. Game week, I would say 4 and 5, yes. 6, no, is probably maybe where I would make that switch. So, yeah, that'd probably be my period, really. 4, yes. 5, great. 6, probably not. Who to bench? Pedro, Ekitike, Gokrez, Palmer, Gakpo, Wirtz, Cunha, Reinders. Oh. Man, that's tough. Mate, there's surely got to be someone in defence you can drop there, because that attacking lineup is smoked. I would not want to drop any of them. Yeah, I don't think I want to drop any of them. What do I do with Ndiaye and Saw? Keep them. I'd definitely keep Saw. Palace have got better fixture this week, so I think, you know, there'll be a lot more attacking. Ndiaye, it was disappointing. It was disappointing, and the numbers weren't there. I would definitely say maybe give him 1 more week. See how he looks after that. If he still looks pretty poor, then maybe go against him. I'm going to captain Palmer this week. That's the only way I can reach the top con 1k in the world. If you think that way, mate, then fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, he's got to drop a defender, really. The attack is just too strong, isn't it? Start 2 of Reinders, Strand Larsen, Mateta. I would probably look at Reinders and Strand Larsen. But I think you could very easily go for Strand Larsen and Mateta as well. Go for the goals. Strand Larsen, Mateta. Who would you swap and die out? I think if Reinders has another good performance, he probably would be the one. If Saar looks good, he could open the door. If you can find that money to go up to Semenyo with 2 free transfers next week, that could also be a pretty decent pick. I'm starting Dubravka and Esteve over Sanchez. Wan-Bissaka, what do you think? I would probably start Sanchez ahead of Dubravka, but I don't mind Esteve ahead of Wan-Bissaka. Racking my brains between Esteve and Anderson. Where would you go? I'd actually play Esteve ahead of Anderson. Yeah, I would play Esteve instead of Anderson. There is 8 players. I can't play a 2-5-3. Oh dear, no, yeah, you can't. Oh, maybe someone from the Liverpool game comes out then? Is Saka a sell this week? I think if you're not going to maybe look at captaincy, probably yes. And is also another reason why I'm thinking maybe Cole Palmer comes out of my team. Is if I'm not going to captain him, why am I spending the big bucks on them? It's always my concern. Like, if I'm not going to captain a player, why have them in my side? If you know what I mean. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Anything that you do have, we have just hit 16.7k on the channel. We're trying to hit 17k. So, of course, if you are new around here, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. If you're already an existing subscriber as well, let's see if we can try and get 100 likes on today's stream. It would be absolutely immense if, of course, we could hit that goal very, very shortly. So, do keep the likes coming in. Keep the subscriptions coming in. Let's see if we can get to 17k. If we hit 17k, I'll do a special dance. Okay? All right? Just for you guys, I'll do a special dance at the end of the stream. All right? Salah or Saka for captaincy. I would still prefer Salah, but I think if I had Saka, I maybe would be very, very tempted to go for it. Who is winning the Premier League? I think after one game week, I'm going to go City. I'm going to go a bit different. City, I think. Best value defender in your opinion? I would probably maybe look at the 4.5s that do very well for DEFCON. I think if Anderson hits DEFCON this week, he enters that list. Richards, if he hits it, he'll enter this list. Senesi hit it last week. They're going to be the ones where the best value is found. Because if they're picking up 4 points when they don't keep a clean sheet, and when they do, they're going to be hitting like 10s, 8s. Like, Tarkowski nearly came away with like a 9-pointer the other night. Like, it is a joke. If bonus had gone the right way, he would have come away with the same amount of points as like Kudus. That's what I'm saying. Like, the defenders this year are going to be broken. They are. Full crit to Strand Larsen if you had the funds. I would be a little bit concerned around the rumours circulating of him going to Newcastle before making that move. Would probably be where my concern lies. Would it be wise to start with full crit? I only have Gokres as a forward. Why not? Just leave Gokres in. That'll be fine. Just stick with Gokres. Would you play Tosin if you had him? Charlie has got the predicted lineups out now, so we can go and take a look at that and quickly run through them. So if you want to go and follow FPL Meerkat over on Twitter, I would highly recommend it. The guy's an absolute legend, and he's done the predicted lineups. 89% accuracy last game week, but it's game week 1. There's always going to be stuff that chops and changes. So let's take a look at some of these then. This is the Arsenal one. Madueke on the left, Gokres, Saka, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori. I think we had a question earlier. The Eze transfer hasn't even been finalised, so yeah, I don't think he's going to start either. Agreed with Charlie on that one. This is the Villa one. Watkins, McGinn, Rogers, Marlon. Interesting. Tielemans back in the 6, where I think he's a lot better of an option. So yeah, I don't mind that. Kamara comes in, obviously, for the suspended Konza. Bournemouth, obviously Semenyo if you wanted to go for it. Evan Nielsen could be a great shout. Tavernier hit DEFCON last week, so maybe one to monitor for this week. Senesi also hit DEFCON. Truffett looked very good as well. Could be some decent options there. Thiago, 6 million penalty taker. Could be a lot better with Damsgaard back in the side as well. Dango as well. Starts immediately. I could see that. I could see that. Jorginho Rutter back as the striker. O'Reilly, the penalty taker. De Cooper in there. Wiffer also hit DEFCON very easily last week, so could be maybe one to monitor. He is down as a midfielder, though, so you wouldn't be picking up those clean sheet points. This is the Burnley lineup. Brun Larson, Forster, Estev's in there, Dubravka's in there, Hartman, they're probably the players that people own. Chelsea, Palmer, João Pedro, Neto, who took a lot of corners. Tosin, for people asking me about Tosin, he's in here. Sanchez in goal as well. Akpom, after a decent game, but Tosin is the closest replacement to Colwell. Agreed. I do agree. So I do think maybe Tosin does come back in. Crystal Palace, obviously Richards, Lacroix, Munoz, Sarr, Mateta. Devaney at 4.5 could be a very decent option that we need to monitor this season. Everton, Barry now in there. Kieran Dewsbury Hall, Tarkowski in that back line as well. And Dye's still in there as well, so I won't worry about that one. Fulham, another start for Josh King potentially. Sessegnon comes in. I honestly think it's 50-50 again. I agree with Charlie here on this one. Raul or Muniz. Leeds, I don't think you'll probably play any Leeds players this week. Liverpool, obviously the only change being Frimpong. They've actually gone for Soboslai here. I think maybe it could be... what's the guy? Oh my God, what's his name? Someone to remind me of the guy's name. Who's the fullback for Liverpool? I can't remember his name. I know he's been back in training, but maybe. But yeah, Soboslai might fill it. Wirtz is in there, Gakpo's in there, Salah, Ekitike. City, Reinders drops back a little bit into the 6. Cherky drops in. Rodri drops in. Could be interesting. Could be some rotation in here. Obviously, no Gvardiol. United, Sesko up front. Do I see that? I don't know. I think maybe they might put Cunha up there. Drop Mount completely. Newcastle, yeah, they're probably going to be having Anthony Gordon up front again. But again, not an ideal fixture where I'd want to really play anybody. Connor Bradley, thank you everybody in the chat. Appreciate that one. Yeah, I think Connor Bradley's, if he's fit and available, probably drops in. Forest and Doyle looked really good the other night. Murillo, Milenkovic, Williams, Sells, Wood. Yeah. This is probably how Spurs will line up with this kind of 5-3 at the back. I don't really know what we're going to call it. A 3 or a 5. One of the two. They'll probably line up with this. Sapporo could be a decent option. They will be the only players providing the width for this side. So they will get opportunities to bomb down the sides. But with a 10% clean sheet chance, I do worry about it. I do think, yeah, maybe not. Sunderland, no Guiwi in here. But Mayenda if you went for him. Xhaka if you've got him. Ballard, Ronaldo. West Ham looks like Fulkrig's still going to be in there. But yeah, that's probably the only one. Wolves, Strand Larson up top. And that's your lot. That is your lot. There we go. That's your lot. Yeah, I think the thing is with Mount, I don't know if they're going to just drop him straight away and they're going to chuck somebody else in. I don't know. I think that right back spot though for Liverpool probably going to be the most contentious point this weekend. Like who realistically drops in there? You know what I mean? It is the big question, right? It is the big question. Do keep the likes coming in, guys. We are approaching 100 likes on today's stream, and it'd be absolutely amazing if we could hit that. So yeah, do keep your support coming in. Keep the likes coming in as well. Like I said, we're probably going to be live up until like 4, half 4 on the channel until the big boys do go live and absolutely decimate our views. But up until that point, we're going to be live, we're going to be answering questions, we're going to be doing team reviews in 20 minutes. So get your team sent to me on Twitter at FPLTom_. And yeah, keep the questions coming in as well. Do I think his price could drop? His price would only drop if a lot of people sold him off, which could happen next week when people have got 2 free transfers. But his price would not be affected by wildcard people selling him off. So maybe this week there might be some manoeuvring of him. But I just think realistically for what he is, like he's 4.5, like the strikers aren't great at the moment. So yeah, I don't think I would be. Tom, do you think it's worth to use a transfer from Richards to Lacroix? Not necessarily, unless we start to really see Lacroix absolutely smash through DEFCON. But yeah, for me right now, I probably would leave it. Opinions on triple captain in Palmer? Not for me, in my opinion. Not for me, in my opinion. I would not look at it. Yeah. Do you like Watkins captain? A player that doesn't have 100% confirmed penalty share? No. Not for me. Not for me anyway, guys. Please talk about United player Mbeumo, Cunha and Sesko. I thought Cunha looked very good. Cunha did look good. Mbeumo, I'm not 100% sure of, and I don't think I would touch them yet. I still want to see how this United side functions. I think Game Week 3 will be... Well, this Game Week and Game Week 3 are going to be prime examples of where we can learn a lot about how United are going to set up against weaker opposition and who are going to be the star men for those kind of sides. So that, for me, is where I would personally be looking this weekend. Start Rutter or Fulkrug? I would start Jorginho Rutter 100%. It looks like he's going to probably play up front again. So yeah, he gets the nod for me. He gets the nod for me. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Obviously, we'll do team reviews very, very soon. Nobody is talking about captaining Manchester United players. I mean, you could captain Bruno. Like, I think Bruno probably is the player, if you were to captain anybody, would probably maybe go for Bruno. Gonna drop Palmer if he blanks this weekend. Yeah, I think we've already spoke about it already in the stream. Like, if Palmer doesn't look great, yeah, definitely worth thinking about maybe dropping him. Porro or Xhaka? Oh, I maybe would take the punt on Xhaka. Maybe take the punt on Xhaka. Yeah, I agree. I agree. Like, it is hard to decide who's going to be the standout pick for United. All I've done with Bruno is I've picked the player that has the most talismanic qualities: minutes, penalties, free kicks, corners. So yeah. And obviously, if he can pick up some DEFCON, which he was very close to doing the other day, could be a very good option. I think he could be. I just probably would avoid Chelsea-wide players this season. There's just so many of them. I think they're still in for like Xavi Simons as well. Like, it's ridiculous. Team reviews will be in 15 minutes, my friend. Team reviews will be in 15 minutes. Who would you switch out Solanke with? Maybe Mateta. Could be Chris Wood. Could drop down to a Strand Larson, free up an extra $1 million. They're probably the top picks for me. Porro, Richards, Williams, or Kieran Dewsbury Hall bench one. I would be tempted with either Porro or Kieran Dewsbury Hall, in my opinion. By the way, the Holy Coin is here if you do have any split 50-50 decisions. It can help you. We can answer as many as we can. How do we get our teams reviewed? If you want to send them over to me on Twitter, follow me on Twitter. We're actually ridiculously close to 4K on Twitter as well. Follow me on there. Leave it under one of my most recent tweets, and we'll get round to them. Who do I trade in for Frimpong? If I had Frimpong, would maybe want Gabriel. I think Arsenal score from a set piece this week. I just do. I do just think Arsenal get a goal from a set piece. I can just see it happening. Coin. Yeah, the coin is here if you want to have a go on it. We're also ridiculously close to 100 subs by... not 100 subs. 100 likes on today's stream. We're at 97. Let's see if we can push that over to 100. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Would be massively appreciated. Haaland or Salah cap on the coin? Alright. Haaland heads. Salah tails, okay? It is tails. It has landed on Salah. Do I captain Wood or Salah? I would personally go for Salah. Saka or Gyökeres? I probably would go Saka for minute security. That's where I look on that one. Obviously, if anybody else wants a go on the coin, let me know. 50-50 decisions can be decided just like that. 100 likes on today's stream. Very much appreciated, guys. Thank you very much. Salah or Wood on the coin, please. Yeah, we can do that. Salah can be tails again, and Haaland can be Wood. All right. And I've dropped it, but it landed on heads. Let me go pick it up off the floor. Ugh. There we go. Esteve or Haaland captain. Okay. Esteve can be heads. The other one can be tails. Okay. It is tails, which was the other one. Everton mid or Spurs defender on the coin. Everton head, Spurs tails, okay? It is heads. There you go, it is heads. We need the holy coin. Coin for Porro and Dubravka or Sanchez and Esteve. Okay, tails is Sanchez and Esteve. Heads is Porro, okay? Heads, you're going with Porro. Who do you think is most likely to keep a clean sheet after Arsenal? I think City are really fancy, but Bournemouth could be a great shout. I could definitely see one being in the Burnley game, Burnley-Sunderland game. I can see one being in Everton-Brighton as well. Also coin for move to Saka or roll. Okay, mate, we can do that one for you. Heads is going to be move. Tails is going to be stick. It is tails. There we go. Everton heads sounds like... You nearly caught me out, but I can't read that one. The coin backs Porro. The coin does back Porro indeed. Shall I take out Palmer for Saka? Unless if you're gonna captain Saka, then yes. But it's not a bad fixture for Palmer. Got 85 points last game week. 30 points is this week's going to hit like crack. Yeah, there could be some big swings again this week, I think. Early doors, there always is. While you're trying to still figure things out, there's always like big swings. Always is. Esteve or João Pedro? I think I'd still go João Pedro on that one. Will Fulkrug be playing? Yeah, he should play. He's in the predicted lineup, so I think he'll probably play. What would you like to see as the next poll, chat? Let me know. We've currently got will Burnley keep a clean sheet, and that was 31 minutes ago. So I'm happy to do another one. Do another poll. Let me know what you'd like to see. Any split decisions. When is my coin flip for Anderson or Porro? Very, very soon. Palmer or Salah captain? I would go Salah. I'm bench boosting this week. What should I do with Aries? Already own Reinders and Anderson. probably the bench boost not looking really like an option then, is it? Unless you think Aries is going to see some minutes off the bench and the other bench players are going to be good enough. Other than that, I think you've probably eaten up your best options unless you downgrade them to Kieran Dewsbury Hall. Is Bergen really a good pick over Dubravka? We're going to ask the coin in a second for the split on that one. But I don't mind it. I don't mind it. Like, Brighton's clean sheet numbers aren't terrible. Like, they're not too dissimilar to what we're seeing with Burnley's as well. First yellow card of game week 2. I'm going to go Cucurella. Alright? Cucurella. Tosin is back in the predicted lineup, so yeah, he could play. He could play. Team reviews are going to be in 9 minutes, guys, okay? So get your team sent to me on Twitter, and we'll try and bash through as many as we possibly can of them, alright? Try and get through as many as we possibly can today. Of course, if you are a new subscriber to the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Let's see if we can hit 17k subs today. Big ask, I know, but we might be able to do it. Wildcard window for me is probably going to be game week 13. I think I'm going to play it in. Can you do a coin flip for split the risk or double up in defence? Yep. So split the risk is going to be tails, or heads is going to be back the double up, all right? And it's heads. Back the double up, baby. If I have Bowen to start, Sanchez. I still think you could pick Sanchez. Don't be worried about playing players against each other. Like, I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned is don't be fearful of playing players against each other. It just won't. Best ever placement for me was last season. We got 8k. I just subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, Noah. Appreciate that, man. Shout out to you. Big up, my man. Yeah, 100% agree with Arsenic Football there. Whatever somebody says, don't take a -4 this week. If you can get by without it, don't do it. Captain Saka or Haaland? I would probably maybe lean towards more Haaland. I just don't know if we've got, like... There's been rumours circulating on Twitter that Saka's not got penalty share. Can you flip the coin for Gyökeres TC? Yeah, of course we can, man. Heads is yes. Tails is no. Heads. There you go. Thank you also, Floyd. Appreciate that, man. Do you still play EFL Fantasy? Got 10th in the world for my game week free score. Very nice indeed. Yes, I still play EFL Fantasy. We make sometimes content for channel members exclusively now. So yeah. I watch your videos but heard that you're trying to get to 17k by the end of the video. So I just wanted to play my part and help. Well, appreciate that, bro. Appreciate that. Big ask, I know. But we're slowly clawing through it. We're slowly clawing through it. We're going to need, obviously, a lot more people in here to do that. Yeah. I'd probably go a Stev ahead of Van der Ven, in my opinion. It's not a bad bench boost. Aries is just your only problem, isn't he? I'm triple captaining Evan Nielsen for easy gains. All right. Let's see how that one goes. I'd play Sanchez ahead of Bergen. What team do I support? I support Mansfield, who play in League One. We've got Everton in the Cup this week. Everton in the Carabao, so big up. Stags away. Aha, I like it. We're going to do team reviews in about 5 minutes, guys. So, yeah, we'll do those ones. Should we do a poll? Let's do another poll. Let's get another poll going. All right, I've asked you a very specific question around about Cole Palmer. Would you sell him if he blanks this game week? Would you get rid of Cole Palmer if he fails to bring in any attacking returns this week? Let me know in the chat. Tarkowski or Munoz? Ooh, maybe Tarkowski. I would probably go for a Stev on that one, mate. No idea on the Villa first choice goalkeeper. I can't remember, was it a 2 or a 3 game suspension? Beautiful shirt. Thank you, man. Thank you. It's a nice little Chelsea shirt. I thought obviously Chelsea playing tonight. Might as well get it on. Free hit next week could be an option. Newcastle against Leeds, United against Burnley, Brentford against Sunderland. Could be on. Could be on. De Cooper, Diouf, or Van der Ven start. I probably will go with the first two. De Cooper would be my top pick though there. Yeah, I agree. If Palmer doesn't look good tonight, I definitely think he'll maybe be a sell for next week. Noah says he's a huge Chelsea fan. All right, all right. I would rather play Durgu. Oh, Defcon's just going to be whatever. Like, I think honestly, maybe it just takes away like some defensive decisions. Like if the player's just going to hit Defcon, you're just like, I'll just leave it with Defcon. Would you bring in, if you were free hitting this week, who would I bring in? I definitely would have double Arsenal defence. Then either one of Gyökeres or Saka. I'd still have Palmer. Like, it is a good fixture. He very easily could go off. I would be tempted with Haaland. I would. And then maybe somebody like a Semenyo, who we've not really spoke about on today's stream. But yeah, Semenyo could be a great shout. If you want to get your team reviewed by me, head over to my Twitter at @FPLTom_. Leave it under one of my most recent tweets. And of course, we'll go around and check it out. Watkins caps will celebrate this week. I mean, as a Watkins owner, I'm not gonna kick up a fuss if he does well. I'm not. I'll be all for it. Who do I prefer for the season? I think is half a dozen one, like 50% of the like. Honestly, you could pick either of them. They're both pretty good options. Yeah, they're both pretty good options. Wow, we've had a lot sent in. We have had a lot sent in. Best of luck, my friend. Best of luck. Should I buy Isak if he joins Liverpool or keep Watkins? Let's wait and see actually what happens first. Toss for Evan Nielsen or Watkins captain. I was gonna make a joke being like, oh, toss to Evan Nielsen, like a wank joke, and then I end up saying Wankins. Yeah, we're falling apart. Heads is going to be Evan Nielsen. Tails is going to be Watkins. And if he blanks this week, Wankins. Alright? That's his new name if he blanks. It is heads. I can't remember which way heads was, but it landed on heads. But yeah. F in the chat for an Ollie Wankins, sorry, blank. Drop you a sub, mate. Here's to 17k. Thank you very much, Glenn. Appreciate that, bro. Let's see if we can hit it today. Would be cool to hit it today. Would be very, very cool. Right, it is past. It is past. So let's get on some team ratings. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at what we've been sent in, all right? We have had a lot. We've had a lot sent in. I think this is all the way back with the first one. Let's have a look. Thank you, Zen, for sending me your team, bro. Appreciate that one. I think I probably would leave it as is. Yeah, I think that's pretty decent. Rate my team, please. I guess you've got maybe a question around, do you play Nico Williams ahead of anyone? Who does he get in ahead of? Maybe Dorgu. I guess that's maybe just one for the clean sheet odds. Maybe have a look who's got better clean sheet odds. I think it's Forest. So yeah, I'd be maybe tempted to go with that one there. Please review. Thanks. No worries, mate. Looking good for this week. I think, honestly, this is probably one of the more easier weeks where I would probably say a lot of people should just be sitting on their hands and not making any moves. It's boring as a content creator. Like, I know. But honestly, I think like a lot of people just need to sit on their hands this week. Assess after 2 weeks. See what we've got then. We did that one. What do you think? I like the double Bournemouth. I'm not seeing Bournemouth in too many people's teams. I think if you went with Bournemouth players from the start, you should be in a very, very good position. Bench for the future does look a little bit iffy. But obviously, Konza will be back next week. It was only a 1-game ban. So he should be back next week. Bench boost 2 after rolling a transfer. Pretty good bench boost. I can't lie. It's not a bad bench boost. Don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. Don't know who to bench. Dorgu looked really promising against Arsenal. Tielemans, Villa just looked really poor. Even before Konza's red, I agree. Aitnuri was not as attacking as I'd have liked. Played with a third centre-back. Probably going to be the same as well. Would I play Tielemans ahead of anybody here? Probably not. I probably think you've got it maybe right. Yeah, I think you probably got it maybe right. Caleb says, not sure if I play Anderson over Porro. Porro seems good to get Defcon against better sides in the back five. Could also be great from set pieces. They're probably going to be the only players providing width in this entire game as well. So, yeah. Is this the best XI I could have made, Tom? Some thoughts on it. Thank you. Is this a free hit, I'm guessing? If this is not a free hit, if it's a free hit, more work needs to be done. I don't personally think Solanke starts the game. I think Richarlison probably starts again. So that would be the concern for me. And if Solanke doesn't start again, we might see like mass sales for Solanke. Mikhail sent their team in. Good looking team. I like it. Like it a lot. 3-5-2 for not FPL Tom. The guy is back. Oh dear. What in holy honk is this? Oh god. Do I need to wildcard? No, I don't think you need to wildcard, Jessica. You're in a fine, completely fine and acceptable place. I would maybe just say take Frimpong. Go to potentially an Arsenal defender. If you want to stick with the Liverpool theme, go to, of course, Van Dijk. But you're good other than that. You are honestly good other than that. Here is the poll. Golden's obviously posted it. Raptor with the winner in the end. Had a butchers at this team sheet. Looks fine to me. Looks fine to me. Yep, good looking team. Double Sunderland could be tasty today. Could be tasty tomorrow, I mean. We did that one already. Could be cooked here. No, I think you're fine. I think I genuinely think people are probably underestimating how good their team looks. Like, I think that's what I'm seeing a lot of people doing. Is really, really underestimating how good their actual team looks. So I won't be worried about it too much. I wouldn't let it worry me too much. Do you think I need to stick with this or do I wildcard? Stick. There's a reason you selected this team. Don't hit the wildcard button ridiculously early. There's still some good players in here. Don't worry about it too much. Yep, looks like a good team. I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. A very mid game week 1 with 54 points. I mean, I got 44, so I won't worry about it too much. Fixtures way better this week. Not back in Parma in the opening game. I also don't see Burnley keeping a clean sheet. Fair enough if you don't see it. I personally would play Porro ahead of... I would play Esteve ahead of Porro, in my opinion. Horrible game week 1, but I definitely roll in and will reassess with 2 free transfers. 100%. Like, my biggest advice for people is don't be too brash with your team. Just sit your hands on it. Don't worry about it too much. And, yeah, look, take 2 into next week. You then can make more substantial moves and more substantial, like, structural changes. You'll have more information. You'll know which players are good, which players are bad. You'll have a lot more in-depth kind of stuff to look with. Bowen has me worried. Yeah, he would be a player that I would be very, very concerned with. I did say this to people, though. I said, look, Bowen has the good opening fixture. But after that, the fixtures are very, very poor and not good. And now people are realising that. And having to make a transfer on it. Rolling transfer will find Maresca if he puts Palmer on the 10 again. Yeah, Palmer could be a player that I think a lot of people could maybe be looking to sell in the next few days if he blanks again. Bench Esteve and the Bravka. Who do you really play ahead of Esteve, I guess? It is a difficult one. It is a difficult one. You are hoping that Sunderland do get something out of the game. Free hit, debating on captaincy between Palmer and Watkins. Can't see both doing well. Also like Mayenda and João Pedro, but don't think there's anyone worth switching them for. No, I probably would leave as is. I think that's a pretty decent team to head into this week with. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think the Bravka's got a better clean sheet opportunity than the Sunderland goalkeeper, though, so I probably would play the numbers. And I would personally back Burnley. Hi, mate. Open to any recommendations. Think is pretty good for this week. I'd roll. Yeah, I'd roll. Stop Dubravka or Sanchez. Sanchez has better clean sheet odds, so I'd look there. Decent free hit? No. Not bad, actually. It's not bad. It's not bad, actually. I take it back. It's actually pretty good, decent free hit. We did that one already. Final one, then. Playing free hit in game week 4. Okay. Steady looking team for this game week. No qualms. No issues I see with it. I think you're going to be completely fine with that. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Alright? I won't be too worried with that. Thank you for everybody that did, of course, send their teams into me on Twitter. Massively appreciate everybody as well. Obviously, if we get a couple more sent in as well over the next hour or so, we will take a look. We will, of course, take a look. Personally, back in Sunderland keeper over Burnley, as they kept 2 clean sheets against Burnley last season and have a stronger side. That's up to you. That is completely up to you. I'm just playing the numbers. We do need to do my coin toss at some point as well. We do need to decide what way we're actually going with things. Do we go? Alright, let's do it. The Bravka heads, the Bergen tails. Okay? The Bravka was tails. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. And the other one, Anderson heads, Porro tails. I have no idea where the hell that has just flown to. Oh, it's here. It's tails again. Like, the coin has spoken. And it wants me to go double Burnley. and it wants me to play Porro ahead of Anderson. Do we listen to the coin, or do we ignore it? Let me know in the chat. FPL Meerkat's in the chat as well. He says, "Hi Tom, I'm deciding against Salah or Palmer captaincy. Do you prefer Rodgers or Watkins?" I prefer Watkins, I think. And I still would personally rather take Salah. I think he's got an absolutely tremendous record against Newcastle. So yeah. Dubravka's head, said somebody. Oh, okay. So Verbergen actually does stay in goal. All right. Verbergen stays in goal then. Did I get the other one right, or did I get the other one wrong? Was it Anderson or was it Porro? Start 3 out of these 5. Porro, De Cooper, Milenkovic, Estev. I would probably go Estev, Milenkovic, De Cooper, probably. Did you do my team? I did, I believe. I did everyone's that was there, Jessica. If I didn't, I'll take a look in a bit. All right. But yeah, I believe I did everybody's team. I think. I hope. I hope so, anyway. Josh King or Elliot Anderson? I would prefer Elliot Anderson. Juve versus Chelsea or Porro, set pieces, more wide, yeah. And die to Reinders or save 2? I'd rather save the 2. Have a look, have a reassess next week. Sanchez and Dan Burn. Oh my days, mate. Don't do either of those moves. Bizot's not going to be the long-term first choice goalkeeper. Honestly, I didn't get it wrong. I didn't get it wrong. But yeah, I think we're going to stick with this. I genuinely do think we're going to stick with this. The 4-5-1 in full force. Rolling the boys. We're definitely going to end up with like 20 points on the bench now, aren't we? Captain Gyökeres or Salah? I would still probably go with Salah. I think Gyökeres is probably on his own just going to be a big enough differential. What's his ownership at? I actually haven't seen what Gyökeres' ownership's at. Let's have a look. Gyökeres' ownership is at 24%, so it's quite big. It's quite big, which is very frightening for me as somebody who is a non-owner. It's quite frightening. Oh, I need to pull that down a little bit. Oh, that's still not right. There we go. Swap Palmer for Saka. I'm not going to do that this week. I'm not wasting a transfer on it. Palmer very easily could have a great game this week. And it could all, it literally could all change. So yeah. I would play Porro ahead of Van de Ven, in my opinion. Yeah, I would play Porro ahead of Van de Ven. Does ownership count free hit usage? I think it does, you know. I do think it counts free hit usage, yeah. Kudus versus Richards. Who to play? Richards. Yeah, I'd rather play Richards. I would rather play Richards. I'd rather play Estev ahead of Richards. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Any that you do have ahead of the deadline. We'll try and answer as many as we possibly can. Obviously, we're trying to hit 17k today, so if you do enjoy the content, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button as well. Should I start João Pedro or Elliot Anderson? I would start João Pedro, but Elliot Anderson very easily could come away with a decent score there. He very easily could. When will you rate teams? We did them at 2:30, but we can do some more if you want to get it sent in to me. Sell Salah for Haaland? Not yet. One game week is not enough to judge by. And die out for Semenyo. If you've got the budget, I like it. Again, though, I would recommend you guys just be a little bit patient this week and sit on your hands. Is Watkins a bad captaincy? He's got a great record against Brentford. It is a good fixture. However, no confirmation of penalties. I don't really like captaining someone that doesn't have penalty share. The coin did say that we should go Porro. So I am still debating it. Do we go Anderson? Do we go Porro? The debate is still there and it is still rumbling on. How will I play my chips? I could maybe go triple captain Salah in game week 4. That is the first week I've really looked at and thought that's not a bad week to triple captain. I've looked at game week 6 for a free hit. However, if we build enough transfers, we might make Haaland a permanent switch. Game week 13 is where I'm ideally eyeing up a wild card with this team. So yeah, that's where I'm at with my chips. We did the coin toss. Porro finished ahead of Anderson. And I think the guy makes a really good point. Defcon, if he concedes, then yeah, we're looking at 4. Porro could have the higher upside. Really could have the higher upside. I probably would sell Solanke. I don't think he starts the next 2. I really, really don't. Is Esteve better than West Ham and Tottenham defenders? 1,000,000% yes. Hi Tom, should I completely change my team and do one of a free hit or wild card? Depends how bad your team is, but I doubt it's that bad. I honestly doubt it's that bad. I doubt it's going to be to the point where it's like, yeah, this is bad. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? What am I looking for? That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, we'll do that one in the coin in a second. Who's got the better clean sheet odds? So Fulham, we're a Fulham. 20%. So I'm getting a 10% chance better off compared to if I went with Spurs. Fulham also had pretty decent projected goals. I think I'm still going to stick with Anderson, you know. I still do think I'm going to stick with it. Captain Haaland or Gyökeres for the coin. Gyökeres can be tails, Haaland can be heads, alright? It has landed on tails. There we go. If your team didn't show up, just make sure you are following me on Twitter. Sometimes they don't pull through correctly, and sometimes they do get left out a little bit. But yeah, make sure you are following me over on there. That sometimes helps it pull through correctly. And I'll do another look around 10 minutes time, see what we've got sent in. So if you want to get your team sent and reviewed by me, we'll do some more in 10 minutes, okay? Obviously, if you're new to the channel as well, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. We're trying to hit 17k, and it would be absolutely amazing if, of course, you could help me hit another milestone on this channel. See if we can get to 150 likes on today's stream as well. So do go and smash the like button for us as well. Looking at the poll, what did we have? Would you sell Palmer if he blanks this week? 61% of you have said yes. 39% of you have said no. Interesting stuff. I'm going to do another poll. So get your send ready for that. And let's get some more. We've had a few questions about Frimpong replacements. My top ones would be, I would personally go for Gabriel, Saliba, Van Dijk, Cucurella. If I come down, probably Lacroix from Crystal Palace could be a decent shout. Porro, if you can get away with benching them this week, could also be a pretty decent shout. Munoz as well could also be a great shout with 5.5. Right, there we go. There is another poll round on the chat, so get your votes in for that one. Who do I play this week? Do I go for Porro or do I go for Anderson? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Get your votes in for that one. Who do I play this week? Porro or Anderson? I'm open to your guys' suggestion. What about Muniz? I just wouldn't go near it. I wouldn't go near it. At all. Not for me anyway. Yeah, it is one of those, isn't it? It is one of those. Like, it's only a 10% difference. But I think with DEFCON, you've got to kind of add 25% to that. So what's 25% of... 25% of 20 would give me like the accurate representation of points, including DEFCON. So yeah, 4, 5? A bit more than 5, like 6%, so like 26%. Realistically, is Rodgers a good idea? I would leave it. I would leave it. I've heard Senesi is a doubt. Ooh, who have you heard this off? Who have you heard this off? 8 Nuri or Murillo? I probably would go 8 Nuri. City's clean sheet odds are really fancied by the bookmakers. Of course it's 5. I'm thinking 25. 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, it's 5. Absolute moron. So it'd be like 25% chance. Don't mind that. So 1/4. Whereas if we did Porro's, what's 25% of 10 would be 2.5. So he'd be 12.5. So just using maths, we come out ahead. Hey, hello brother, would you start Hartman, Burnley over Van der Ven? I would, yes. Sanchez has better clean sheet odds, so I'd select him ahead of Dubravka. I have Fulkrug, Watkins and Gui. Do I start Watkins or Fulkrug too? I'd start Watkins. If you've got other players that you can bench, obviously Fulkrug for, it'd be great. New subscriber here, roll or get Watkins in for Bowen. Oh, I don't mind that as a move. I don't mind that as a move. My big concern would be I would maybe want 2 transfers for next week to really assess how game week 2's gone. Like, if Chris Wood scores another 2 again, he could be the guy to go to. If Watkins blanks, he could be a player that comes down in value. So, yeah. It's one of them, innit? I would prefer to wait, but I like the Bowen transfer. I do like it. I do like it. I'd bench Fulkrug. Sanchez he literally does have a better clean sheet prediction. Yes. Chelsea are a 36% chance. Burnley are a 32% chance. Sanchez has better numbers. There you go. Trafford or Pickford, who should I start? Ooh. What's Pickford's numbers for this week? So Pickford is... We're at Everton. 24. And City's are 34, so probably Trafford. My bad, Senesi is fine, says Matt Bell. Matt, you might be a bit of a bell. There you go. I would honestly give it another week with Sarr. Don't rush out a guy that had one bad performance. And that goes for anybody in your team. If they play good minutes, then just leave them. Don't make a mistake and rush somebody straight out of your team. If they're getting good minutes, don't worry about it. Happy that I went out without tossing? 100%. I'm so happy I went out with no tossing. Very happy with that decision. Because Rodgers blanked as well, didn't he? So it wouldn't have worked out anyway. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I'd rather start Porro ahead of Fulkrug. I really, really would. Man City Spurs predictions. Early kickoff. I'm going to go 3-1 City. I got Haaland, Watkins, and Semenyo. Who do I captain? Probably Haaland. I honestly think, guys, don't overthink captaincy like this early on in the game. Just pick the big hitting players that you know do well. So your Salahs, your Palmers, your Haalands, Saka maybe as well. Outside of that, don't stress about it too much. Semenyo or Palmer? I mean, if I had to pick one right now, I would rather have Semenyo. Who do you think should be using my free hit team? João Pedro or Watkins? Watkins. 100%. Captain Salah or Palmer? I'm obviously leaning more towards Salah. I understand the appeal of going for Cole Palmer. Just not quite there for me. Chelsea predictions. I've gone for a 2-1 win for Chelsea tonight. 2-1 win for Chelsea tonight. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. Obviously, if you're enjoying the content on the channel, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. Make sure you're liking today's stream as well. Let's see if we can get this baby to 150 likes. It would be very, very cool if we could. Start Marmoush or not? Does he come back in? I don't know. So, probably not for me. Good luck this week. Start one of Solanke, Atara, Fulkrug, Sarr. I mean, I probably would maybe be looking at like Sarr or Atara Dango. I think he goes straight in, right? 2-2 in the City game, but I'm a Liverpool fan, so I don't know what I want. Currently captain in Salah, maybe in Dyer Watkins. 100% go Salah. Thank you for the like, man. Appreciate that very, very much. Who's the top 3 Frimpong replacements? Gabriel, Saliba, Van Dijk at the 6. Munoz could be a decent option at 5.5. Lacroix at 5 million as well could be a great option. If you had Wood, would you play Williams ahead of Richards? Probably, yeah. Gokared's captain here. Thoughts? Could see an early substitution. W ads. What ads did you have? What ads did you have? Frank's news conference. Apparently Richie is going to be his number 9. That could be an interesting one. 6.5 million. Pen taker as well. Could be a steady one. Could be a steady one, that. Could be a very, very steady one. Do keep your questions coming in, guys. They're absolutely flying in, so I'll try and get through as many as I can. Yeah, Everton were really bad the other night. It was awful watch, wasn't it? I want to get Bowen out for Watkins, but Bowen's price dropped to 7.9 million, so I don't want to sell him and make a loss. It's probably, I'm going to be honest with you, probably not going to rise back up. If he blanks again, I think a lot more people are going to obviously off him over the next few weeks. Do you think Martinelli still starts? Looking at some of the predictions, it's got Madueke, so I think maybe not. Team reviews, we said we'd do some more at 3 o'clock. So, yeah, get them sent to me on Twitter, at FPLTom_, and we'll get some more of those done as well. Do keep the likes coming in, guys. Any questions as well, do keep them coming in. We'll try and answer as many as we can before we wrap up. Obviously, we're still live for probably like another hour or so. So, yeah, keep them coming in. Cunha for Wirtz and Semenyo for Rodgers. Thoughts? I don't really like either of those moves in my opinion. So yeah, I don't think I'd probably go for either of them. Happy FPL time again. Yeah, buddy. I honestly think if you look at the XG conceded, Sunderland massively overperformed in that game. They could smash Burnley out the park, but the numbers wouldn't imply that. It was a tough game at Ellen Road. I do just think, though, Everton have a lot of injuries at the moment. So, yeah. Right, it has just hit 3 o'clock. Let me switch to the Twitter screen, and we'll do some more team ratings, all right? Let's have a look what we've been sent in. Only looks like we've been sent 1 in. Thoughts on this guy? On this, my guy? Much appreciated. Steady looking team. I think you'll be very, very good for this game week 2. roll your transfers, take another one into game week 1. Yeah, we only had one. Only one in there. There we go. No, you don't DM me the ID. You just send me a screenshot of your team. It's very, very simple. No ID, nothing like that. Just a easy, simple screenshot. Boom, done like that. Of course, guys, if you want to get your team rated, there's still the Fantasy Football Hub AI tool as well. There is a link to that in the description. They're currently still running their 50% off sale, so I'd highly recommend you go and take full advantage of that as well. If you use the link down in the description, also gives me a little bit back, so it helps me and the channel out, and we can continue to take time off work and do more streams and all that good stuff. So yeah, do keep checking out the Fantasy Football Hub website. Obviously, I've been using it quite a bit in recent videos. I would highly recommend you guys go and get it as well. Do you think Trafford will play against Spurs? Yes. Looks like Edison's on his way out. Maybe they play Ortega, but I can't see it. I mean, I like Semenyo as a pick. I do like Semenyo as a pick. Verts, the next two, are difficult. They are difficult. There's no getting around that. But Verts in 4 and 5 could be a great player. And I obviously spoke about Verts, and I said, like, like with Verts, if Van Dijk heads one of those goals in from the corner, because he took 7 corners, Van Dijk had quite a few opportunities from corners as well. But yeah, like it's one of those. Like if one of those goes in, everybody's probably going to be clambering for Verts. They're like, "Oh, this guy got X amount." And how many times do you see it where like the most sold player then goes and absolutely smashes it the week after? Happens quite a lot. It does happen quite a lot. So have a little bit of faith, have a little bit of patience with your side as well. And just trust the players you've selected from the start. Like just because they've had one bad game doesn't all of a sudden mean they're terrible players. Like trust the process, have a little bit of a scout, have a little bit of a think, see how your team is lining up, where players might need some rotation and stuff like that. But I honestly think a lot of people's teams will be fine. Like they genuinely will be fine for future game weeks coming up. Is it a problem that I have no Man City players? Look, I do think if you look at just the bookmakers' numbers, City and Arsenal are fancied this week. They just are. They're fancied to do exceptionally well. They're probably going to win the games if the bookmakers are correct. And it is a little bit scary not having any of the players from those games where there's probably going to be more goals and more clean sheets. It is. But you can't have the best team every single week, and I think some people forget that sometimes. Like, you're not always going to have the most ideal team every single week. It's just not possible. Thank you guys for sending in your team. We'll obviously take more looks at that. Is Watkins injured? I have not seen anything on the Watkins injury. Let me have a quick check on Twitter, but yeah, I've not seen anything. We already have a Discord server, mate. We already have a Discord server. One of the mods will put it in the chat. We have a Discord draft league. We chat about all sorts. So yeah. Yeah, I can see we've had a few more sent in, so we'll go and check those out in a second. What was I looking for? Team news, right? Let me have a quick check. Nope, nothing on Watkins. He's completely fine and available for the game. Right, I think we've had a few more sent in, so let's go and take a look at some of these then. Cool. Where did we get down to? I can't remember which was the last one we had. Which was the last one we looked at? Was it that? It was that one, right? So, need help. My voice just broke then. Need help with my team improvement. I accidentally played a wild card and I can't cancel it because I already took a -4. What do you think of the 0.9 in the middle in the bank? I like it. I actually think this is a really good team. I don't know about Akpom's long-term minutes. 3-4 million defenders as well does seem dicey. I would rather downgrade Rodgers to like an Anderson and upgraded like this defence a little bit. I also think maybe having Watkins and Haaland isn't really the best accessible way. Downgrade Watkins to maybe like a Strand Larson, up this defence. Like, I would not want to be relying on Sunderland. Like, you're going to have to play a non-playing Chelsea defender, a Sunderland defender, or a Burnley defender every week. Not long-term sustainable. And you've got 0.9 in the bank. Get those upgraded to a 4.5. Come on. Wildcard. Ballard at 4.5, not a good pick. Just longer term, Sunderland aren't going to keep clean sheets, are they? It does feel very reactionary, this team. Very knee-jerky. Like, Aina ain't going to hit DEFCON probably again. He didn't hit hardly any last season. Cash as well, like, yeah, not a big fan of it. I think this needs some work. It needs some work. What should I change? Nothing. I'd roll with that. I'd be very happy if that was my team rolling into game week 2. FPL Tom, thoughts? Good looking team. I like it. Like it a lot. Roll, in my opinion. I'm giving everyone a free game trial. I honestly think that's the perfect way to play the game. Just take your time with it. Build up transfers. And in effect, they build up EV as well. Like, the transfers themselves build up EV. Especially if you're like a heavily a model-based manager, they build up EV. And a lot of if you play with models, a lot of them, so Solio, FPL Review, Fantasy Football Hub, they're all going to recommend for you guys to roll realistically this week. If there's not an issue within your squad, it is just going to say roll, build EV that way. So yeah. I'm thinking of taking Bowen out and Ndai out. What do you think? Give him one more week and then, yeah, probably make those moves. We did that one as the wild card already. How many followers are we off of 4K? Alright, guys, there we go. We're close to 4K on Twitter. If you haven't already, go and check out the Twitter as well. We're closing in on 4,000 subscribers over on there. Would be appreciated if we could hit that goal as well today. That'd be nice to see, wouldn't it? That'd be great to see. How has Haaland not gone up in price yet? I don't know. I have no idea. I thought Haaland definitely would have gone up in price a little bit more, but here we are, I guess. Here we are. If you leave it under one of my most recent tweets, that is where I will be able to view it, my friend. Alright? That's the place where I'll be able to view it. By the way, we're only 6 likes away from 150 on today's stream. So if you do enjoy it, make sure you are hitting that subscribe button. It means the absolute world to me. And the like button as well. Yeah, see if we can get to 150 likes, alright? Tell your mama, tell your mama, tell your daddy. Tell the world like sugar on my tongue. Anybody like Tyler the Creator in here? I absolutely love that song at the moment. What do you think of Fulkrig? He is just a slug. And not a great option at 6 million. But I would give him one more week and see what other options do emerge at that price point. Do you think Ndai is bad because everyone isn't too good? Yeah, I think Everton just looked very flat in the Leeds game. Whether or not that is going to be the scenario for the rest of the season, I don't know. They have players missing with injury. So, yeah, I won't worry about it too much. Aitnuri is just as likely to go up Haaland according to Fantasy Football Hub. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people are looking at Aitnuri, I think. Ooh, a Steven Anderson. I think I probably would maybe go with Stev ahead of Anderson. If I had to. And thank you for joining the stream, Abby. Appreciated. Hope you're doing good. Thank you very much, everybody, for 150 likes on today's stream. You are amazing as always, guys. I have so much time and love for you all. So, yeah, thank you very much for, again, just absolutely cracking stream already today. The subs have been flying in. The views have been steady. The likes have been pretty decent as well across the board. If Bowen scores against Chelsea, do you think his price would instantly go back to 8? The prices at the start of this game are very, very flexible, I would say. You've got the most amount of players playing the game at this point. So one good performance very much can skew players' prices. We saw that last weekend. Ekatike, Reinders, Semenyo, all going up in value. So yeah, if Bowen did get maybe like 2 goals tonight and had a really good performance, people very easily could flock to him. They very easily could. Is it gonna happen? I'd probably say a lot less likely than like some of the other picks, but who would have had Semenyo down to score 2 at Anfield? Not many. So he could very easily go back up in value. He very easily could score tonight. But if I'm speaking from a mathematical standpoint and a betting analysis standpoint, probably not. Probably not. Yeah, if Salah scores 2, he's just going to fly up in price, isn't he? It's just the way it's going to go. It is. It is the way he's going to go. Do keep the questions coming in, guys. You're absolutely smashing it today. Really appreciate all the support. Legends as always. I guess it depends how Villa do. Like, they look really, really poor in game week 1. If they look poor again in game week 2, do I want to have double attack? Probably not, is the position I want to be in. Like, you know what I mean? It's not an ideal position. So I maybe would be a little bit hesitant on that. But let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. I'm captaining Gyökeres. Am I crazy? I do have Salah. I personally think you're a little bit crazy. I think just having Gyökeres is going to be good enough. For this week. I'm just concerned about his minutes. Like, if he has another stinker again, does he just Moreno go up top? I know obviously Havertz is now injured, but does just Moreno go up top? I think that's a poor move in my opinion. Like, you're not going to realistically want to play a Sunderland defender unless they're playing against Burnley, Leeds, maybe Wolves if Wolves don't continue, or sell Strand Larsen. So there's only realistically like 2 to 3 games you want to play them across the season. Same with Esteve. Like, I don't know when I'm going to play Esteve again. Let's have a look. So Esteve is... Where's his full profile, right? Let's get the fixtures up. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can. Right, I'm not going to play Esteve in any of these games. Maybe the next time I play him is game week 8. And then I'm wildcarding in 13. So I'm only playing realistically Esteve twice. And that's at a push within the first 19 game weeks of the season. So this is what I think people have got to realise. Like, these 4 million guys are not going to be good long-term picks. Like, there's only going to be maybe a couple handful of times that you're going to need them. Like, Esteve might come off the bench if somebody obviously has an injury or randomly isn't pictured in training, then drops and whatever. But yeah, if you've got Esteve as well this week, I would highly recommend playing them. Yeah. I get your point. Like, Haaland probably is going to score more goals because he is the striker. But remember, midfielders get 1 extra point for the goal and an extra point for clean sheets. So, you know, you could have 4-0 wins for both. And if they score all 4 in them, you've got Salah coming away with two additional points just for scoring the 1 goal, because obviously he's got his clean sheet. Then an extra 2 there for the other 2 goals compared to Haaland. So midfielders will always be, in my opinion, better captaincy options than strikers. Who would you start, in your opinion, Tielemans or Strand Larsen? I have Watkins and Mateta already. I'd be tempted with Strand Larsen. I like Strand Larsen. Triple captain Palmer, probably not an option in my opinion for me personally. I'm captaining Saka over Haaland. What do you think? I think it's fine. I think it's fine. It's a good fixture, isn't it? A striker needs to get 20% now returns to break even on points. What do you mean by that, Jamie? What do you mean? I think Tosin goes back in. Yeah, I think Tosin goes back in. Should I buy Gabriel or Ain't Nuri? I think if you've got Frimpong and he's out injured, I would be tempted to move to Gabriel. Should I bench Porro, Esteve or Fulkrug? Fulkrug for me. What do you think about starting to Cooper? Don't mind it. I think Everton look pretty weak defensively, don't they? I mean, going forward. So yeah, I don't mind that. I wouldn't mind going for that route. Do I keep Van Dijk or transfer him to an Arsenal defender? I'd keep Van Dijk. Like, he absolutely smashed DEFCON. It's going to be another game where he's going to be busy as well, so I think he's going to have DEFCON. He's going to have clean sheets. I think he'll be fine. Triple captain Saka. I mean, it is a good fixture. It is a good fixture, but Leeds did restrict Everton. You know, I don't think they're just going to come up and make the numbers this year. They are going to be a bit of a problem. Is Watkins' cap legit? What do you think? I don't want to captain a player that I'm not 100% sure has the penalty appeal this early on. And I don't think Brentford are a team where we're going to be 100% like, yeah, these guys are bad. We're basing it off one game against Nottingham Forest, who were European football contenders last year for large parts of the season. So judging off one performance where arguably they didn't have Damsgaard, new manager, new transition, I'm not going to base all the judgment off that one game. Do you think it's possible to keep up without Salah and Haaland? Probably not, and I think we're now finding a route where Salah and Haaland actually might become potential like options. If you think about it, if you've got Reinders, Kieran Dewsbury-Hall, Anderson that all play steady minutes, you can build a very decent team that features the like of Salah and Haaland. Wirtz or Bruno? I'd rather play Bruno this week. Should I bench or play Adingra? This is probably one of the best fixtures you're going to get with Adingra, isn't it? So play him. Yeah, why not? Why not, mate? Go for it. Go for the bench boost. If you can maybe squeeze out like 10 points from that, I think that's a pretty decent return. I don't mind that. Yep, I don't mind that. People want my score predictions. Let's head over to FOTMob then. Let me get FOTMob up for you guys. FOTMob. We move to this one. There we go. Right, I've given my one for tonight. I've said a 2-1 win for Chelsea. That's going to be tonight's result. City, I'm going to go 3-1 City versus Tottenham. Bournemouth Wolves, I'm going to go 2-2. 3-1 win for Villa. 0-0. And a 2-0 win for Arsenal. Sunday, I'm going to go for a 1-0 win for Palace. A 1-0 win for Brighton. A 3-1 win for United. And then a 2-0 win for Liverpool on Monday night. They're my predictions for this week, alright? They're my predictions. Did we have anybody else send in their teams? Yeah, we had a few more. Let's do these before we finish up a little bit later. I mean, Akpom I don't think he's going to play. I just don't. But you might as well leave him in there. But yeah, I don't think he's going to play. Frimpong and Konza out. Wanted to roll this week, but unfortunately need help. Defence needs work. Oh dear. Oh dearie, dearie, dearie. Konza's going to be back next week, so I won't rush to get him out. Frimpong looks like he could be out for a few more weeks, so he would be the bigger priority. Now, I personally think you could leave it, and you could get away with this. You could do. Or you can replace Frimpong. Now, there's some good options at 4.5. There's good options at 5. I think if this was my team, I would actually be tempted maybe just to stick and leave it for a week. I know it doesn't seem the most optimal thing to do in the world, but stick, leave it, build 2 free transfers, Konza's back for next week, where I think Villa have a steady fixture anyway, so you can put him back in ahead of Wan-Bissaka. And then you can decide what the best option is for Frimpong, because you don't want to go double Arsenal defence. Yes, it'll be good this week. Next week they have Liverpool. You don't really want to go Van Dijk, 2 difficult fixtures. Munoz, I think, is already probably covered off. So maybe it's a Forest defender, maybe like a Murillo. So that's probably where my head would lie with that one. Thoughts on this, Tom? 1 free transfer. I would probably roll, mate. Like, you've gone with the Saka captain. Trust you got on that one. And yeah, I think it's pretty good. Pretty good team. No qualms with that one. No qualms with that one. Do I think Lewis Skelly starts? Maybe, but I wouldn't bank on it. Palmer could do very well against West Ham and completely change all our narratives on Cole Palmer. Because right now, a lot of people are probably looking at maybe selling him off. But if he has a good game, he could see a price increase and everyone wants him back. That's the way FPL works early doors, is a lot of fluctuation, a lot of price changes, a lot of players doing well, doing bad, doing good. And it just changes like that. It's like that. You can't really build a good narrative around a lot of players and a lot of teams till we've had a lot more games played, data played, all that. You just can't. Like, it's just one of those things. Send it to my Twitter, man. That's all you got to do. Just tag me in it. Follow me on Twitter. Leave it under one of my most recent posts, and we will get them done. Should I buy Anderson or keep Josh King? Just keep Josh King. Keep Josh King. I think Anderson will see some rotation with the amount of midfielders that they're buying now. Benching Wirtz or Adingra. Don't know if I'm looking into Wirtz's performance too much. 100%. Like I said, the guy took 7 corners in that game. Van Dijk, for me, had 2 very big opportunities. I actually want to look on... Let's get FOTMob. Is FOTMob still open on my laptop? Yeah, it's up here still. So, let me get the Liverpool game up from last week. Right. Van Dijk. Where's his 2 shots from? Can it show me its shots map? There we go. So these are Van Dijk's headers, by the way, with a 0.5 and a 0.13. These are the 2 headers he had. They were both pretty good opportunities, to be honest, from set pieces that Virgil van Dijk had that Wirtz put straight onto his noggin. Alright? Wirtz as well didn't drop a stinker. The guy had actually a pretty good game, 7.2. From an FPL perspective, not great, but 3 chances created. You know, minimal, 0.42 isn't the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. And he actually wasn't even far off DEFCON. So if he'd got an assist, picked up DEFCON, a lot more of us would have a lot better of a, perception of him. And I think that's what I'm saying. Don't judge a player off one bad game week or one performance where they blank. Not a good idea. Not a good idea in the slightest. Give people time and we'll see. We'll see what happens. Any chance King returns? He was in the 10. He was in the 10. Look, Newcastle do have a very combative midfield. They do. I'm not getting around that. They've got a very, very combative midfield. Wirtz could struggle in that game. He could. I'm not saying he's not going to struggle. I just think a guy that takes all the corners, quite a lot of free kicks. I just think you may be judging him too quickly. Like I said, Van Dijk puts one of those corners in. He picks up a couple more defensive contributions and picks up DEFCON. You're talking like a guy with like 8 points. He probably gets bonus at that point as well. Like a 10-pointer off an assist. Like, yeah. I think someone just summed it up perfectly in the chat. FPL is a marathon. It's not a sprint. You're never going to win the game off the first game week. You're not. Where you can lose it is in the second and third game week where you make dumb transfers. That is where you can lose it. Because you force yourself into an early wild card. You back the wrong players. That is where the game can be lost. So be patient. If you've got a good team where people are playing minutes, like I think the lowest minutes we had from this team last week was 82, and that was Wirtz. Everybody else either played a full 90 or came off very, very late in the game. Right? So I'm not worried about minutes. Minutes for me are the big thing I'm looking at right now. Who's getting the minutes? Who do I need to be concerned about? And the two concerns for me right now with this team are Wirtz and Palmer. They're the big two concerns. Everybody else, I actually don't have any concerns around. I honestly think good options, not too worried about them. Hopefully this week they can do something. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Looking at the chat, 54% of you want me to go for Porro, 46% want Anderson. It's tight, isn't it? Yeah, you can't. Literally, Jamie, I think you've summed up there, mate. You can't win FPL within those first few weeks. Jamie got a top 1k finish and he started in game week 2, by the way. So that says it all. I was like 5.6 million in game week 6, 7, whatever last season. Don't worry about it. Early rank means nothing. Even more so with the amount of chips we've got in circulation this season. You're gonna see people on your timeline. You're gonna see your friends in your mini league who'll be like, "I'm top of the league. I'm top by 100 points," and then you look at the team. They've played all the chips. They've made additional transfers. Whereas if you've just you've got a good team. Maybe they've been a little bit unlucky. Maybe they've not quite delivered. But you've got the chips in hand. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Do Chelsea concede? I think, yeah, they might get one. I think they might get one. Who do I play, Marlon or Porro? I didn't see Marlon in the predicted lineup. Maybe check FPL Villains predicted lineup as well. So yeah, I won't worry about it too much. Oh. Commas, Jamie. Commas make the difference, don't they? Commas are the big one. Commas are the big one. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying today's stream, make sure you're hitting that like button. Let's see if we can try and hit 200 likes on today's stream. If we hit 200, I'll bring back a little bit of a boogie. All right, I'll bring a little boogie for 200 likes. Okay, a little bit of cutting some shapes, busting some moves. Okay, but we have to hit 200. That's the deal. 200 likes and I'll bust out a couple moves. All right. I was like, blimey, Jamie. I was like, I know you had a good season, but I was like, that doesn't sound right. I'd keep Nuri. Yeah, like I said, keep it very simple this week, guys. Don't make transfers. There's no need. There is genuinely no need to like rush, make silly decisions with transfers. There ain't no need. Why that formation? I mean, I don't really have any other forwards that I can play, to be honest, do I? Mark Gui might come off the bench for a one-pointer. Junior came off the bench for a one-pointer as well, I think. Just unliked, said Sam. Oh, Sam, come on. Surely the majority of people captaining Salah, the safe bet is captain him. Again, don't really stray too much, in my opinion, at the start of the game from the big power hitters. Salah, Haaland, then maybe you've got Palmer and Saka a little bit further down. But yeah, the big power hitters are big power hitters for a reason. Stick with them, you'll be fine. Andy makes a great point. Good players are still good players. They are indeed, my friend. I'd probably back the Sunderland defender. If you want to go and check out a wildcard or free hit draft, there are some on my channel already, so go and check them out. We did an AI wildcard as well. It was a very interesting team. I played Strand Larson ahead of Kudus. Tossen should play. Obviously, I imagine some of the big boys might get early team leaks for the Chelsea one as well, so maybe just hold off any decisions till we get them a little bit later. Exactly. Salah's Salah. Like, he's not just got bad overnight. He's still going to be a very good player playing for a very good attacking side that haven't lost at St. James's Park since 2015. The guy likes scoring against this side as well. I wouldn't be too worried. Honestly, I wouldn't be too worried. Yeah, I think that's a wise strategy. Play and die, play Marlon this week. If they look bad, then make the change. Yeah, man, I got 44 in game week 1. And I'm not worried. I'm genuinely not worried about it. There could be a position, like last year, where I had a team that had... I think we had like Barco, we had Nkuku, I had Kwanzaa, and I didn't even have Haaland at the start of last season. So I had pretty much like 4 problems to deal with right off the bat of the season. And I already had plans to book in transfers at different points in the season. Now, you know what I mean? So I'm not worried. I'm not worried. This year, the team, everybody's playing at least. Everyone's not going, you know, like, yeah, it's fine. It's a lot better than it was last season. Feel like it's a new Copenhagen. Probably will be. Was your play to go light on the attackers until we can see who is consistent up front? Yep, you've hit the nail on the head there, James. My plan was, like, the only forwards that I liked at the start of the game, or last week, should we say, were Watkins and Haaland. Were the only 2 I liked. But with me going Salah, I wasn't going to go for the double up because of captaincy. And I thought, if I'm spending 40 million on a player and I'm not captaining them, I'm not getting good value. So that's where I went with that. The other forwards, all of them for me, felt like they had something wrong with them. And I still think that's the case as well. There still seems to be this potential domino effect of players moving around the Premier League. Even if I'd have gone for like 6.5 million Strand Larson, he's maybe looking like he could potentially be off to Newcastle, which devalues him as an asset, especially if they sign another forward as well. Like, he was the only one where I was like, yeah, I would maybe consider Strand Larson. But we don't know if he's on penalties. We don't know if he's leaving now. And we don't know how good this Wolves unit are as an attacking unit. They've lost their best player. Are they going to be good? If you look at like 11 of 5 projected goal models, they're not good. Even Wood had problems, right? He had the fixtures, he had the minutes, he had penalties. Good. Then he gets an early substitution. Forest have signed 2 new forwards. So I'm starting to look at it and go, not so sure on that one. Larson confirms staying in today's press conference. Really? Wow, that is huge. That is big if that's the case. That is a big, big statement by Wolves. They need to realistically keep him if they want to stay up. Like, it is one of those where they are going to need him. Yeah, as a Wolves fan, I was so scared. Yeah, I can imagine, man. That would have been, yeah. Defence is actually the easiest way to secure 100%. Like, Tarkowski would have matched, like, probably if he'd have picked up an extra bonus point, Kudus. Yeah. I'm 200th in your mini league. Where are you? God knows. I'm probably like miles down, mate. I'm like 7 mil rank at the moment. Am I concerned? No. Look at the rank above me. I was 5.6 million in game week 6 last season. Don't worry about it. Genuinely, don't worry about it. Coin flip for Salah or Watkins captain. Yep. Whoa, we can do that. Tails is going to be Watkins. Salah is going to be heads, okay? And it's tails. There you go, my friend. Tails. As a Villa fan, I don't want Jackson. I don't think Jackson's... I thought he was going Newcastle, right? I mean, if Jackson joins Villa, then again, that devalues Watkins as a pick. So, again, we might have to look at making transfers there. Is game week 6 or game week 7 better for a free hit? Depends how your team is signed up, like, lined up, if that makes sense. Like, if you've got no City coverage, Haaland's the best captain by a good amount on the predicted points. So, yeah, I won't be too worried. Camera, can you focus back in, please? There we go. It's still not focused. What are you doing, camera? Okay, the camera's decided it wants to be a bit blurry, which is great. Is that rank 8k in the mini league or in your world? Obviously the world. We won't have 8k in my mini league. Yeah. Dubravka or Sanchez? I've said to people, go Sanchez for that one. Is Morgan Rogers a one-season wonder? I don't think so. I think he's just had, a bit of an injury before pre-season. Maybe been a little bit rushed back. So, yeah. Anderson 10-pointer against United. If it happens, I will be ecstatic. I will genuinely be ecstatic if he gets a 10-pointer. Can you choose two of these to play? Probably maybe back as Stev with slightly better clean sheet data. And then I think you've got a coin flip, to be honest. Do you go the Sunderland one or do you go for Gahey? Keep Wood or invest in a new midfielder? I'd keep Chris Wood for one more week. Yeah, I'd definitely look at it. I mean, it's genuinely not impossible. You can go back and look at every stream. We're literally 5.6 million all the way up to 8k. Like, it's just how it works. Like, the game just works. If you pick the good players and a bit of luck goes your way, that's fine. Like, I got early in on Brian Mbeumo and Visser before people were, like, looking at them. And I also wildcarded at the right time where I had the structure of Haaland, Salah that people before weren't really having. So I was, again, just ahead of the curve a little bit. So again, it's just finding trends and being maybe a little bit early on them before they obviously pop off. And I think I was like quite an early adopter of Isak as well. When you could actually still pick up rank from Alexander Isak as well. But yeah, it's possible. It genuinely is possible. Like, at the start of the game, everybody's so clumped together. Like, you could have, like, for example, let's say I've had a bad game week 1, which I did. I could have an amazing game week 2 and watch my rank absolutely sky. Because if you look at people, like, I'm 7 million or whatever, but I know people that have got 50-something points, and they're like 4 million. So it's a 3 million, like, jump to them. So, yeah. Yeah, I can show you my rank. I can't actually remember which bit it's on. But yeah, I can show you my rank. Game week history. Alright, here is my rank for the past few seasons. So this is obviously when we've started making it. So last season's 8.2k. The year before, we had a disaster. Mateta absolutely fiddled me near the end of the season. 66k the year before that and 181k. Like, yeah. That's where we've been at for the past few seasons. Making content and stuff. So, yeah. 8k last year. But, yeah. That's where we're at. And then, obviously, before that is when I didn't play seriously. Didn't make, obviously, content and stuff like that. So, yeah. Where's pick team? There it is. Plus, it's actually so... it was so good last season. Absolutely flying up the ranks. Like, we were literally at one point, like, every single week just getting, like... I might have been, like, 8 or 9 weeks in a row where it was, like, good, consistent greens. Like, it was when I pretty much wildcarded, it was, like, we went 5 mil, and then it was, like, 2, 1, 700,000, 500,000, 250,000. Like, it was just... There was such a good period of weeks. So yeah, that's also quite fun. Question fella, my defence is Porro, Estev, Anderson Murillo and Nico Williams. Which 3 do I start? Estev, Murillo, probably maybe go double Forest defence with Nico Williams. Either that or Anderson or Porro, probably a 50-50 split. Yeah, I had Ronaldo back in the day. I think there's a video of me somewhere, like my friends have got, where I'm like dancing around my living room and stuff. So yeah. I don't think Akpom will start tonight, personally, for me. I don't think he will. What points on average should you get every week? I guess it depends, because it's just a moving average, isn't it, really? I would always say you need to be, whatever the average is, probably like maybe minimum 6 above it to achieve a green. But yeah, the average is always moving, so I'd say if you're 6 points above the average, you probably got a green. If you're on the average, probably a small red. Below the average, starting to look towards a bigger red. Konza's only out for 1 week, so if you can make do, I would not make the transfer. Just save it, go again. Alright? By the way, guys, we are approaching 200 likes on today's stream, so if you do want to help us out, and obviously see some moves cut by me, some little boogieing, we'll hit that like button. What 3 should I start? Estev, 8 Nuri. Oh, only 3. Oh my days. Estev, Cucurella, and then I guess you've got a toss up between Munoz or 8 Nuri. Should I swap Chris Wood and Josh King for Bruno and Gui? No. Nice, very well done. I would go Sanchez. Sanchez has the better clean sheet odds according to the bookmakers. So yeah, that's where I'd set on that one. Like the video, said someone. Yeah, if you want to see some moves, guys, like the video. Come on. Easy. It's got to be done. Who shall I play? Porro or Wan-Bissaka? I'd probably play Porro. Yeah, I'd probably play Porro, in my opinion. 193. We only need 7. Ooh, 7 more to go. Come on, guys. You got this. 7 more to go. Smash those likes in. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. 5 more. Let's go. Let's go. I think while Gvardiol is out, yes, his game time should be pretty decently consistent. Yeah. I think so anyway. That's just my take on it, but yeah. I would probably maybe bench Fulkrug. Like Van de Ven could pick up Defcon. They're also quite a threat from set pieces. We saw that in the Super Cup. What time is team reviews? We've already done team reviews. We did them a little bit earlier. We have just smashed 200 likes though. And that's good work from you guys. Thank you very much for that. Massively appreciate that. Legend as always. And do keep the subscriptions coming in as we're closing in on 16.8. That'd be a nice way to leave today as well. Obviously, we're trying to hit 17k subs on the channel. I can't remember what I said with your team, Jessica. Did it have Konza and Frimpong? I honestly think if you're not bringing in an Arsenal defender, or you've already got an Arsenal defender, I probably would just roll. Play Porro or Dewsbury Hall. I'd probably maybe take the gamble on Porro. Yep, I'm rolling the transfer. Pretty happy with the side. No real minutes concerns in here. So yeah, we're going to roll. I would prefer to play Chris Wood. Defo, not Palmer cap. No, not for me. We're going to go with Salah. Salah cap for me. I'd stick with João Pedro. Look, for at least probably the next 2 weeks, I'd stick with him. Maybe he returns tonight and everything completely changes again and goes the other way. But yeah, I personally, for me, think he, and I've said this from the course of pre-season, he blanks 2 games in a row, comes off early again. Is he going to play the 3rd game? Or is he maybe going to be benched? Is there going to be concerns around his minutes? Like, all these other questions start to then come into play. Do I think Wee starts? No. I think 70 is very optimistic. If he's having a bad game against West Ham, could be maybe pre-60. Could be 60. I'd rather play a Stev ahead of Romero this week. Again, I probably wouldn't go too different with my captain early doors. I probably would just leave it as is. Play for the big boys like Watkins. I don't know what his ownership is at. Let me have a look. What's his ownership at? 25%. Like, I probably would just stick with Watkins. Like, you're going to pick up a decent amount of rank gain anyway for him just going off. I'd actually rather captain Haaland than Palmer this week. I mean, if you don't like the decision of the captaincy, move. Like, you've got that ability to move. Like, if you don't feel it's going to be the right move, then don't go for it. No one's forcing you to. Is his name actually GAMEWEEK? No, I've just called him Mark GAMEWEEK. No. That's just his locked-in name for me. Alright? That's just his locked-in name for me. Reinders has had 1.1 million transfers in. Semenyo second highest with 813. Chris Wood with 614. Ballard has had loads. Jesus Christ. Ballard. This is all you need to know about early stages of FPL. If Ballard is one of the most transferred in players, we're in serious trouble. What are your thoughts on captaining Semenyo versus Wolves? Again, he's going to be a big enough differential that I don't think you need to do it anyway. Like, you're still going to get decent rank off him not being your captain. I don't have the expected goals and predicted numbers for EFL this week. They will be back next week, I'm afraid. Should I start Wood or Pedro? I think Wood, you get the penalties. Oh, it's a forced decision. I have no Haaland or Salah. That could be, yeah. People are very reactive. This is what you'll learn about this game and what you'll learn about football, really. We've all been to a game. We've all obviously watched our team lose 1-0 and then that's it, isn't it? Like, it's so hard. And I do think it is one of the big things I would highly recommend for you guys to, like, go and read about. Is maybe, like, stoicism. And try and place it into your game a little bit. So, yeah. Have a little bit of stoicism within your game. And it goes a long way. It does go a long way. Being patient. Sticking by people. It can work out. Especially at the start. Especially at the start. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. Maybe João Pedro bangs tonight and that's where everybody goes. Just have your options open. Don't, I would say early doors, don't have like plans on who you want to move to by when. Because people change. Like, players look good, some players look bad. Yeah, just stick with it. Stick with it. No, you probably want Bruno for next week. He'll be a decent captaincy option. Again, like Ekitike at Arsenal, is he going to be a good pick? Probably not, in my opinion. By the way, we only need 7 more people to hit that subscribe button to come away with 16.8 by the end of today's stream, which would be great to see, by the way, guys. So if you are enjoying it, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. As always, massively appreciated by myself. True. People are still... I guess maybe people are still hoping that Palmer returns to where he was a few years ago, Jamie. Maybe that's the case. Sub 1, Tielemans, Milenkovic, Murillo, Estev. Maybe one of the Forest defenders. João Pedro or 8 Nuri. I'd rather play João Pedro this week. Who's Ben Chod? Who is Ben Chod? Let me know who Ben Chod is. I don't know who Ben Chod is. I'll show my kneecaps if we hit that. Yeah. Obviously, if you're already an existing subscriber as well, make sure you're hitting that like button. It, like I said, it just pushes it out to more people, helps the channel grow and stuff like that. That's fair enough. Again, you got to give these players time. Like, don't make your decisions off one bad game. I would rather play maybe Dubravka this week ahead of Sells. could be a 0-0. If you think it's going to be a 0-0, Jessica, back yourself, back the gut. Yeah, have it. Have it. I don't mind it. Would you play Senesi or Porro? I'm also starting to think Larson and Reinders. I would probably maybe play Senesi. The guy absolutely smashed it for DEFCON, didn't he? So yeah, I probably would lean that way. Bowen blanks today. Do I drop him for Wood? No idea. Let's wait and see. I beg your pardon, Jamie? I beg your pardon? You wanna say that one again? That one's an interesting one you've selected. I really like the T90 Chelsea kit. It looks very good. And I would be tempted to maybe buy it. Yes. Have I said something bad? Have I actually said something bad? Oh no. Oh no, what have I said? What have I said? No, have I said a bad word? Sister. Right. Right, brilliant. Thanks for that, guys. Apologies then. I didn't know. Now we have to watch everything we say in the chat. That's good. That is good. Will John Aries start? He's not in the predicted lineups. No, I can't hear it. I can't hear it, mate. Should I switch Bruno and João Pedro for Mbuemo and Ekitike next week? Not in my opinion, no. Reinders in for Kudus. Seems a bit reactionary. Probably would just stick with Guiwi or Ndai. Ndai will play. Guiwi won't. Will John Aries start? Not in the predicted lineup, so I don't think so, no. Oh, he means the squeaky gate. Yeah, there's a gate outside that makes a lot of noise and sounds horrible. It does sound horrible. Yeah, I've heard that one before, Jessica. That is one of my favourite ones. Yeah, it's a gate, mate. Where we live, there's like a gate for the next block of flats that's their car parks outside my window. And that gate is the worst thing in the world. The amount of like times I've gone to film a video and then the gate will just start and I'm like, I'm going to have to restart. It does my head in. Is Delap starting tonight? No, I think it'll probably be João Pedro will start again tonight. I think it'll probably be João Pedro. What do you think about dropping Gibbs White for Reinders in the next few weeks? Yeah, don't mind it. Benching Reinders and playing Pedro or do the opposite? Oh, I'd be tempted to play Reinders ahead of Porro. Yeah, sorry guys. Sorry guys. Like, I didn't mean to say it. Like, if someone puts it in the chat and puts it, like, it just looks like a spelling mistake for me. But yeah, some idiots in the stream, man. If we see him again, we'll get him kicked. We'll get him booted. But yeah, apologies. Last few results for Burnley versus Sunderland. Yeah, not a lot of goals. Not a lot of goals. Should I replace Pedro with Gokares? Nah, I probably would leave it. Roll the transfer or Paqueta? I would roll. Yeah, I'd roll. I'd personally roll. And Buemo or Cunha? I think I'd rather have Cunha. Yeah. No Pedro Porro over Anderson. Yep, I think we're going to stick with it, I think we're going to stick with it. Strand Larson on full crick. I'd rather have Strand Larson. Who do I start? Bowen versus Reinders. And what do you think about defence? I would probably have Estev, Agabu, and then one of Murillo or Milenkovic. And I'd rather start Reinders ahead of Bowen this week. Kudus, I don't think Gui plays. Risk bench boost and hope Mark Gui scores with my other three on the bench. More likely to get points. Fair enough. Van Dijk or Estev. I still think I probably played Van Dijk. If you want to make me a thumbnail, mate, you make me a thumbnail. I'll let you make me a thumbnail. Alright? You make me a thumbnail. Bruno to Semeno and João Pedro to Gokares for a -4. Nope, don't be taking any -4s this week. Dubravka sells Porro, Estev, Murillo, Dewsbury Hall. Who do I bench? Keeper and one player. Bench sells Hall or Porro. Yeah, I would bench boost if that was my bench. I'd feel pretty comfortable about benching that. Yeah, I think I'd be fine with benching that. I don't mind that. Let's go, baby. Wirtz, Saka or Bruno. I mean, Saka has the best fixtures this week, right? Then probably Bruno, then probably Saka. Which three would you start out of Williams, Anderson, Estev, Dorogu, Porro? Anderson, Estev, Williams. That's probably where I'd lie on that one. That is probably where I would lie on that one. I've just seen Raptor Ross has gone live as well. So, yeah. We will be wrapping up shortly. Very shortly. But it's been a good stream today. We've absolutely smashed it, by the way. We need 2 more people to hit subscribe before we finish up to hit 17.8. So, yeah, if you want to help me get there, we need 1 person to hit subscribe. Alright? 1 more person to hit subscribe. Yeah, -4 this season just doesn't feel right. How am I going to go about bench boosting? It will be more around AFCON and the wildcard period. Around like 12-13 is where I will look to do it. So yeah, that's probably going to be the period where I will bench boost, is around 12 and 13. Obviously, we're going to be building up transfers if everybody keeps playing, keeps scoring. Like if some of these keep scoring well as well. We'll just stick with them, honestly. We'll just stick with them. So yeah. But other than that, it is pretty steady, to be honest. It is pretty steady across the board. Boom. 16.8. We take that as a dub. We take that as a dub. We take that as a dub, baby. It's been a good stream. I've enjoyed myself. I hope you guys have as well. Will I get a second striker soon? Potentially. Potentially. Maybe game week 5, game week 7, potentially if we free hit, and game week 6 could be the period we do it. So yeah, this is the thing. I'm not opposed to changing the structure, right? I'm not like opposed to doing that. But where I sit right now is I'll probably just play with Watkins, see how the land lies until the transfer window closes. up until that point, I genuinely don't think there is a point in me doing it. So yeah, I'm just going to stick with it and not worry about it too much. Okay? Simple. That's it. That is it. That's going to be it. Simple as that. Right. We're going to leave it there. We're going to go and let the big boys go and do their thing. We're going to go and wrap up the stream. Of course, you get a little bit of a dance out of me for helping the channel not only hit 200 likes on today's stream, but also helping us hit 16.8. We're ever getting closer to that 17k. Probably maybe over the weekend might hit it. So of course, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button as well. Massively appreciated as always. I need to get the where's the green screen camera? I can't remember which one it is. Non-green screen camera. Hang on. Scene 5, I believe. Scene 5 is the one, alright? Hang on. There we go. Let me go and put the green screen down and we can have a dance and a boogie. Alright? Give me a second. This is behind the scenes you just never get to see. That other YouTubers show, but I'm going to show it. Alright, that's down. Plunk that down. And are we ready? Are we ready? Oh yeah. Thank you very much for another great stream. It's been good fun. And yeah, I will see you very, very shortly. Let's sit back down and end the stream. So thank you very much, guys. Yeah, I'll have a video. I'll post my team a little bit later, but you've all seen it for the past few days. So yeah, no changes. Best of luck in game week 1. And yeah, thank you very much for everybody hitting the subscribe button and like button today. Massively appreciated. See you all soon.